You found this video because you want to make money as a creator, not one day, but today. This was my framework in class that I taught in 2025 that generated me multiple six figures, everything that I know from the last 10 years for free. Everything that I do, from the way that I think, why I do what I do, the best way to do it, what not to do. Quick caveat, this is not for people who want quick tips and tricks. This is for people who know what they want to do, and they will do whatever it takes to get there. They will do whatever it takes to be successful in what it is they want to do. This is for people who are actually going to apply it, take notes, rewatch this, and be successful with it. So if that's you, you're in the right place. There are no shortcuts in here, but there are repeatable systems that have worked for over a decade. And once you have it, you can use this forever. All of the chapters are going to be in the description. I value your time. If you need to jump to a different part or rewatch something, that's where you can find it. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fuck ton of information, and I have been doing my absolute best to continue to add as much information as possible, answer questions, FAQs, and give you guys all the tools and presets that you need to be successful within this class. With that being said, I want to set a very solid expectation for all of you. So if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you've made it through the mindset and the very first things that you need to do for me to set the foundation for your career doing this. Now, I want to show you month by month what you should be able to accomplish and what should be getting done to give you guys, I don't want to say a strict timeline, but 30 days is a long time. And with that being said, within each of these 30-day brackets, there's a certain amount of things that need to be done. I don't want people dragging their feet. I don't want you to feel like I am not on your ass, but I also don't want you to let it linger, because this is a 6-month program. But most of you guys make your money back within the first 2 to 3 months, because this is how fast this can happen. This is how fast you should be applying everything. So with that being said, not too long of a module, just setting a heavy expectation for you guys that this is how fast you should be moving. It does not take longer than 30 days to record 100 videos at minimum. We talk about the 4 video method where you record not the 4 video method, where you record in 4 steps. You record those 100 videos, you take the top 10, you put the top 10 videos, and you make that your portfolio. You put the portfolio together, whether it's Google Drive, Media Kit, portfolio, literally. You take those, you start pitching to brands, and you start working with them, and then you optimize this entire process. So within month 1 is where your Media Kit and your portfolio should be done. You should have those 100 videos done within 30 days. You absolutely have enough time to record 100 videos, especially if you guys are doing this full time. Some of you guys are doing this full time. Some of you guys are doing this on the side. Like I said before in my video, I was in detailing cars for 12 hours a day, working out for 2 hours a day, video editing for 2 hours a day. And I was getting 4 videos up every single day. 4 times 30, it's 120 videos every single month that I was getting up while working full time. So you guys absolutely have no excuse. I'm not going to give you guys excuses. I'm just going to help you guys make shit happen. So like I said, first 30 days, you should have your media kit. You should have your content. It does not need to look as snazzy as mine. It does not need to look the same as mine. But you should have a media kit, and you should have 100 videos done. So with that being said, this is month 1. Quite simple. Media kit, portfolio, done. Your month 2 should look like you reaching out to brands with your kit. I have the CRM. It's literally a preset Google Sheets that you can use. And I want you to use this. Contact, point of contact, names, dates. What did you lock in? What did you not lock in? What's the feedback they gave you? And I want you guys, after you have those 100 videos, you have a portfolio now. And just keep getting products. Keep using TikTok Shop to get free products, free samples, and then your videos get better and better and better and better. You're just going to keep getting better, and you're going to keep getting more creative, and you're going to keep getting those juices flowing. But in month 2, the priority should shift from blasting videos and making your portfolio to now you have that done, because it is a pretty big and tedious step, organizing videos, the editing, get that done. And month 2, the focus should be reaching out to a minimum of 5 brands every single day. At the end of 30 days, that's 150 contacts you just made, minimum. So if you're reaching out to 5 to 10 brands every single day, I promise you, should not take you more than an hour. But there's this video, reaching out to brands using the CRM. I made this video specifically for you guys, using literally the exact same CRM that I used years ago to get my brand deals in the first place. You don't need anything fancy. Keep it simple, or otherwise you're going to overwhelm yourself. That is what the priority should be for month 2. Going into month 3 is where I want you guys to really expand per platform. Email is awesome, but once you guys have the outreach and it's systemized and you guys are like, okay, I have my portfolio done, videos are done, and you guys are like, okay, when I wake up, the first thing I do is I shoot 3 videos and I post them on my account, or I shoot 3 videos for the brand that I currently have locked in and then I send it to them. The next hour of the day, hour 2, the next 60 minutes of your block, or if you're working on like your circadian rhythm and you're doing 60 minutes of work and you go in the gym and working out and eating, and then you come back and you do 60 minutes of work and then you go do something, depending on what your groove is, do 60 minutes of work, hop off. The next 60 minutes of work I want to be platform extension. We talked about Reddit in the video. We talked about LinkedIn. We talked about X, Twitter. These platforms are amazing because they're looking for creators like you. They're literally posting, I want to pay somebody $500. I want to pay somebody 10 grand, whatever the case may be. These people are looking for you. So once you have everything dialed in and you're situated and you have systems, go on these other platforms, create your account, engage with the communities, talk to different people, talk to different business owners, respond to posts, put yourself in front of these people, put your portfolio in front of people, update people. I just did this video. Hey guys, how do I do this? How do I work with this brand? What's your experience with this brand? What do you guys think of this product? Look at this sick haul I just got this week. Put yourself in front of the brands. Month 3 should be expansion. You should be expanding what you're doing, okay? We're not going to overcomplicate that. That's just what you should be doing. And month 4 to 6 should simply be scaling and refining what you're doing. If you guys are making $5 to $10K, and I shouldn't even say if, when you guys are making $5,000 to $10,000 a month from this process, you now have the money for a VA. You now have the money to use components and automations like Dia. If you guys need invite code to use Dia and you don't know what it is, Dia is a browser, kind of like a mix of Chrome with the Safari user interface, that you can tell it what to do, and unlike ChatGPT, it will open tabs and it will go do shit for you. But I would highly recommend just getting a VA. Have the VA look at your profile. You can work with agencies or have the VA reach out via email, find brand deals for you. And when they're finding brand deals for you and they're negotiating for you, they can literally do everything. And all you're doing is, like I said, you should be doing. Shooting the content, send it over to your editor, get it done. But in the beginning, you're probably going to be shooting, editing, outreach, and everything we talked about from the first 3 months. Well, after the first 3 months, you should have an editor. You should have somebody doing the outreach for you. You should have somebody negotiating for you. And if you guys do get to this point and you're happy with doing it and you just want to be the one editing your stuff, awesome. And if you guys want to automate what you're doing, we have the option to automate things for you. That's what our one-to-one is. That's what our agency package is where we literally do everything for you. You can do that, or you can build your own team, build your own company, call yourself whatever you want. And you can build a company because this is all this is. This is where I started. I said, okay, I'm making $10,000, $20,000 a month. I need to have an LLC to run this through. I need to have a video editor. I need to have a CPA. I need to have a VA managing this stuff for me. I need to have a manager. I need to have these things in place. So once you guys get to $10,000, $20,000 a month, 40, 50, 60, whatever the case may be, make sure that you're systemizing it. You're staying on top of quality. You're delivering on time. You're continually following up with companies. You're doing retainers is number 1. Make sure if you've done an awesome job with the video and they liked your content and they said, we want to do more, get a retainer. So once you've gotten to this 4 to 6 month period, all you're doing is scaling and refining your process. 2 to 3 hours a day should be work. An hour of your day should be focusing on yourself, focus on your care, focus on your life, focus on your food, focus on everything, nutrition, whatever you need to do to make yourself look better and appear better and have more energy on camera. That's what you need to do. But scaling and refining. Nothing too complicated. We can help you with it. We can tell you where to look for people for it, or we can just build it side by side with you. But this is what the roadmap for the next 6 months should look like. The brand acquisition modules, they're pretty long. They're getting, there's more modules being added in between because yes, there's the core content, but I also want to make sure I give you guys screen recordings because there are some other people in the industry that just record surface level shit. And yes, I do have the docs and I explain everything to you, but I feel as though some people need the screen recording. Some people need the presets. Some people need more. So as this program continues to evolve, as the classes get longer and get bigger, I'm going to continue to give you guys more tools. But this is your expectations for the next 6 months. Don't want to overcomplicate it, so I wanted to simplify it in this video and give you guys a heads up of what's going on. You're going to see a lot of content, you're going to get a lot of knowledge, and you're going to learn a lot along the way. But most importantly, this should be your 30-day by 30-day by 30-day period. Hope this video helps, and I look forward to seeing you guys inside the class. So today, we're going to talk about contracts and how you should be receiving money, deliverables, everything that you need to know when it comes to outbound, inbound, going to the contract, getting the payment, signing it, taxes. We're not going to talk about taxes specifically, but I'm giving you your W-9 form and your 1099, which are both going to be directly under this module. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I'm not going to overcomplicate all of this. I have a couple of examples of different contracts. I made a previous module talking about you need to have a contract in place. You need to have it in writing, what is going to be done and how it is going to be done. But I just talked about it. I myself, I'm a visual learner. I need to see it in order to be able to actually learn it and do it. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys here. Talking about just isn't enough. As well as a lot of people, I feel kind of bad because a lot of people are getting these really good brand deals and then the deliverables aren't exact, and we're not talking about, usage rights and stuff like that. So we're going to go over a couple of different things right here. I have a couple of examples that we're going to go over. So excuse me my coffee, but these are a couple of examples of contracts that I have done in the past. As of recently, this is one from an agency. I am not signed with them. I was thinking about it, but there was a little bit of a lack of transparency, and I'm not going to say anything negative about this company because I have not worked with them. It was just I asked specific questions that they did not directly answer. Specifically the part talking about exclusive representation, which is exactly what I do not do. I'm not signed with a clothing company or Gymshark or Young LA because I don't like the exclusivity factor. I like being able to have the ability, like I tell you guys all the time, with this business model, with doing brand deals and UGC, you determine how much money you make based off of how much you put in, how many brands you reach out to, how many emails you send. Your inputs directly correlate to how much you make. Whereas if you were signed to exclusivity contract, you are at the mercy of the company and what they decide you can do. And if you sign for 6 to 12 months, you're in that contract for 6 to 12 months unless you can find something void or a way to break that contract legally. You are legally bound, which is why exclusivity is something very, very important that I want you guys to watch out for in any and all contracts that you do, by the way, whether you're signing or you're sending. So that was one that I did. Then this is, we're just going to go over this really quickly. This is your W-9 form. I will have the W-9 and your 1099 are both going to be under this module directly. You can download it. This is the one that is valid as of right now. Don't worry, it says March 2024. This is the most up-to-date. Sometimes they update it every 5 years. Sometimes it takes them 10 years. But this is the most up-to-date W-9 form. It's going to be in the description. You can directly download it, or you can go to the irs.gov webpage and you can download this, as well as your 1099. Now, I know a lot of you are not from the U.S. If you are not from the U.S., you need to make sure that you are filing your taxes properly. I am not a tax consultant. I am not a CPA. I'm not giving you legal advice. But if you are not from the U.S., you need to make sure that you are filing your taxes properly with whatever form that your nation requires, and that you are funneling your money. This is what I want you to do. Wherever you're getting paid from, PayPal, Melio, Cash, I don't give a fuck where your money's come from. Directly to your bank account, and you're filing your taxes. You're filling out your taxes, and then if you want, you can talk to a tax consultant, a CPA. I will also add a really good digital CPA under this video. His Instagram will be there. I've used him for years. He's fantastic. Just tell him I sent you. He's great. But without getting too deep into taxes, that's exactly what you need to know, because when you're getting paid, these contracts are going to be paired with this. A lot of companies are going to require you to have this on hand and ready, which is why I'm talking about in this video. We're not going to talk about any other taxes. We can talk about business and how you need to funnel your money in a completely different module. I know that you guys already requested that, but I do want to talk about this briefly because this is required, and you're going to get slapped upside the head when these bigger companies, these little TikTok shop companies aren't going to say this because they're through TikTok shop, and TikTok shop requires you to fill out a 1099 when you sign up and you start your account. So that's why you're probably not getting that on TikTok, but in the real world, when you're sending out emails and when you're working with these big companies, they are going to send you this, or they're going to require you to send this when you send the invoice. So that's just that. And then here is just an example of another quick contract, the contract deliverables, the product, about them, and everything that they want. So without further ado, let's just go into a couple of things, like what actually matters when you're creating your contract and what you need to be looking for when they send you a contract. These are going to be a couple of things that you need to actually pay attention to, because all of the details need to be discussed and locked in and agreed upon before they send you the product, before you shoot the video, before you receive payment. Everything needs to be 100% locked in writing. It needs to be set in stone. Now, sometimes they want to do more later, but make sure that everything on your end is handled and everything on your end is clear as day so that there's no confusion whatsoever. So deliverables are number one. You need to get it down packed up front. What do they expect from you? Do they want pictures? Do they want videos? Do they want you to leave a review? Do they want all three? What exactly are the deliverables? Make sure that this is set in stone. There's no question about it. Nobody can come back and say, oh, well, I thought we were going to get 5 videos and 3 extra hooks per video, yada, yada, yada. There's like extra hooks and revisions. Revisions are a very big thing. Like when you have to go back and edit a video over and over and over again, that's very big. I say $25 per revision. If you gave me all the details that you need and you like my style of content and you like my editing style and you know how it's going to come out based off the consistency of the content that I've produced that's in my portfolio, you know what you're getting. So if there's something that specifically that you don't like, if you don't like the B-roll, if you don't like something, they need to be very specific and upfront with you with exactly what they need in their video, with possibly a reference video. So it's very important. Deliverables is very, very important. There's a couple of different components to it, like I just said. You need to make sure that when you're having that conversation, even getting on the phone with them or getting on a video call or whatever the case may be very upfront and get as much detail as possible. It might sound annoying. I don't care. It's more annoying to have to re-edit a video for free, by the way, if you're not upfront about, having a charge for revisions. It's kind of annoying to be able to have to go back and do that over and over again. So deliverables, number one. Number two, expected compensation. Are they sending you a free sample? Are they paying you? Are they sending you a product and a free sample and then running ads behind your video? What is the compensation that is expected for you to produce this content for them? I have a couple of examples that we're going to go over here in a second, but your compensation can be very different. Me personally, for smaller products, for coffee, for cameras, for microphones, whatever the case may be, I do all kinds of products in every single fucking industry there is. When it comes to doing this, make sure that the expected compensation is agreed upon in the very beginning, and there's no question about it. Like I said, if there's revisions, it costs money to get a revision done. You're taking time out of your day to go re-edit, reproduce, render. You're using your software that you pay for every month, and then you're re-uploading it. Just make sure that you have your compensation down packed, and it's signed what you're going to receive throughout the process of creating this content. And compensation can be free shit. Me personally, there's a couple of products that I've gotten, whether it's coffee machines, whether it's couches, whether it's car parts. There's tons of stuff that's multi-$1,000s. Even my sauna, I just got this wooden sauna and this red bed. All of those things are a little bit more expensive, and sometimes I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're giving me a couple $1,000s worth of product, whereas I would probably only make $500 to $1,000, depending on how big the company is. Companies like Nike and Keurig, there's a couple of weapon companies that I've worked for, Sony. Those companies will pay you $10,000 flat for a video, just because. Long form videos specifically. I don't know about short form videos because I've usually made long form videos for them, adverts, stuff like that. But in general, most of the companies, when you are starting off, are going to pay you a little bit less. And by less, I mean no less than $500 per video, by the way, especially if it's posted to your page, no less than that. But all that to say, your compensation will vary. And sometimes I just accept a $2,000 couch, or I accept a $2,000 product for compensation. This is completely up to your discretion. It's completely up to you. Do you really want the product? If you don't need the product and you already have the product, straight like economic compensation, cash in your pocket. Like that's what you want. You want your business to grow. You want to make more money. Whereas if you really, really want something and you really, really want to work with a company and you really, really want to add something to your portfolio, sometimes it really doesn't hurt to make a video for free. So, not going to harp on that too much. Delivery deadline. They need to send you the product on time. If there's an agreed upon deadline that you have to produce a piece of content on time, I recently had this issue with a company that sent me a product. They said it would be here by November 6th. It did not get here until the 11th. They said that the deadline was the 12th. So, they need to send the product on time. It needs to get to you by the date that they said it needs to get to you. And if it doesn't, you need to communicate this with them and follow up with them and harass them and be like, it's not here yet. And I'm not saying be a dick about it, but I'm saying like what I did is every 2 days I just touch base with them. I was like, hey, has the product been sent out yet? And sometimes they'll give you a tracking number and sometimes they won't. Sometimes weather happens, stuff happens. So with that being said, make sure that with the delivery deadline, you both know what it is, you both know when it is, and you just be in close communication contact with them. So with that being said, the product got there on the 11th. I said, hey, I just received the product. I cannot turn this video around in 24 hours. We agreed that I would have 6 days beforehand to be able to produce this video and send it to you in revisions, etc., etc. I need another 6 days. They were totally cool with that. We made the project work. We did everything that we said we were going to do. Received the payment. Cool. Just be very open communication lines and be very responsive. Number 4, usage rights. Usage rights is important because you can go from making 500 to 500K. I'm not saying that you're going to, but I really hope that you do. But to put this in perspective, Sonabox is a company that I've worked for over 2 years. The initial video that they paid me for was $1,000, and they sent me a $1,200 product. They have had usage rights for my video for 2 years, and it has produced over $50,000. It's produced over $300,000 in sales over the course of 2 Black Fridays, because it's been for 2 years, and multiple sales and multiple revisions. I've continued to have usage rights. They've continued to have usage rights, and I get royalties off of that video every single time they run it and every single time there's an ad ran on it. So it could have been the difference between me making just $1,000 or the 50K. And if you don't have usage rights and they have complete usage rights, you lose your rights to the video. So make sure that when you're discussing this, make sure you're discussing royalties, make sure you're discussing copyrights, make sure you're discussing how long can they use the video, how long can they run it, and what are you going to make from it. So it's very, very important that you actually talk about that and you're very upfront about it and you learn about it. I would even take some time on YouTube and look up the different copyrights laws, the different content copyright laws, the different usage rights and things that you can do. Dive into Twitter, dive into Reddit, look at some of the bad stories people have had, look at some of the good stories people have had, look at some of the recommendations people have. If this is a topic you want me to go in depth on, I'm more than happy to do so. But usage and timeline and copyrights, like I just talked about copyrights, but usage timeline, how long are they going to use your content for? I would recommend, 6-month campaign. 180 days is pretty good. You can do 6 months, you can do a year. I personally just retracted my Sonabox usage rights timeline just because it's not a good fit anymore. There's bigger and better companies. They're not as responsive, and the team that I was working with previously just does not work there anymore. So I have since recently retracted my usage timeline. They don't run ads on the video anymore. They shouldn't, and it's completely ceased. So make sure that you are very upfront. How long can they use this piece of content that you have? Or do they own the piece of content that you have? Make sure you're upfront about that and you're smart about it. Deliverable expectations, we kind of talked about this before. With your deliverables, what do they expect? What kind of content? How long is it? All those details need to be discussed. I think that was point number 1. I don't know why it's another point, but the expectations need to be set either way. They need to know everything about it. You need to know everything that you need to do, and you need to do it in a proper way. Open communication there. Number 7, payment processing format and deadline. Some brands will want to pay you after. Some brands will pay you up front. It's completely discretionary. Different brands and different people do this in different ways. Some brands will, some brands won't. It's completely up to you. But having a contract in place, especially if you just make sure that you have the right company, the right agency, the right LLC, whatever the case may be, in case you do need to recover whatever amount of money it was. There are instances where brands or people will try not to pay. But usually the smaller brands, if you go to a brand like Nike or if you go to a bigger brand, most of the time they will not try and screw you over. There are occasions where somebody is lacking in marketing or somebody is doing a bad job in the finance department. There are occasions where people are doing a bad job at their job. It's not necessarily the umbrella company's fault, but it is in fact somebody's fault and somebody's lacking. Very rarely does that happen with bigger companies that have a reputation that can be tarnished. So just to put that out there, I have to have the good and I have to have the bad, and I have to give you both so that you know what to expect and you're not surprised by anything. But with that being said, make sure that how you're going to get paid is discussed up front. How are you getting paid? Where is it going? What are the details? Make sure they have your details. And when are they supposed to pay you? What is the deadline for paying you? Number 8, I kind of talked about this in the previous contract, exclusivity. Are you exclusive? Are you allowed to post this piece of content later? Are you allowed to use this piece of content as an example? Are you allowed to use this piece of content in your portfolio? How are you allowed to use this content after it's produced? It kind of ties into the actual usage timeline and copyrights, but exclusivity is very, very important and something that I don't necessarily do. And if you make a super dope piece of content, you're probably going to want to use it in your portfolio for later or publish it online or whatever the case may be. So make sure you have that down packed and you understand all of these things. Different content examples, because a lot of people still think that content is just videos, right? This is a piece of content, and I was paid whatever the fuck this is to write a review on Amazon about a product. They sent me the product, and then they also paid me to write the review. This is another one. This was kind of a little bit more of an exclusive thing, but I made an entire review video on these supplements, why I take these supplements. You can even see that this is my main brand that I worked with, but this is a brand that I was doing a supplement review after 60 days and how I use these and how I use these to build muscle. This is what I received to make this one YouTube video. It's like a 10-minute YouTube video. $2,400, and like I said, bigger companies, they will pay you more. Smaller companies might not have as much to pay you, but this is also just text. Another one here. For 1,000 views, I was paid $100. This is for Gym Subs, which is my home company. I've worked with them for a very long time. And then this is another company that I recently worked for. I didn't feel like going into my bank drafts to go find this from a month ago. But this is another example of content. It's just a picture. I was paid $75 for this piece of content. I think that it's down here. Yeah. They did for one photo or video. I did 5 photos in a video just because I wanted to. I tell you guys all the time, over deliver and companies will come back to you. And they recently came back to me. This was supposed to be a one-off. Same thing with the company I described earlier that I had a shipping issue with. We originally did a $300 deal. I got everything done for them. I over-delivered, and they came back to me and they said, hey, we want to do a $1,000 monthly retainer. So always over-deliver if you can. But those are just some examples of content. Text is content, video is content, photo is content, even audio is content. All of these different things are content, and you can and should be paid to use your limited time in this life to create anything. Your time is valuable. You do not get time back. So if you're spending time doing something, you should be compensated for it. And these are the right ways that you should do it. Make this process as easy as possible for yourself and these brands. Make it copy and pasteable for you and the brand, which is why I'm giving you the presets, which is why I'm giving you this, which is why I'm giving you the visuals. That's why you have your W-9. Fill it out once. Don't have to do it again until the next one comes out. Or until you need to update your information or your address or your LLC or your EIN or whatever the case may be. And then another thing with that being is, make sure that your contracts are copy and pasteable, or that your information is copy and pasteable, or your 1099. Make this as easy as possible for yourself and for your brand. You will thank your past self. You will love this process a lot more than trying to scramble around for it. With that being said, that is all you have to do. This is how I would go about contracts. This is how I would go about funneling yourself all the way from the initial contact all the way to payment. But hope this video and this module was helpful. If it was, please do let me know. I hope to see you guys in the calls, and I will have more for you. If you guys ever have any suggestions or if there's any confusion with current content or current things that we're doing, let me know so that I can clear it up. I love making videos like this so that I can make everything as clear as possible so there's no mistakes. My entire job is to make sure that you can avoid every single mistake that me and other creators have made so that you can succeed much faster than everybody else. With that being said, hope this was helpful. Get 1% better every single day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This will arguably be one of the top 3 most important modules that you watch of this entire class. So, with this being paired with the brand acquisition roadmap, your 6-month expectations, and this specific video, we're going to be building your media kit. Between these 3 things, I am pretty confident that you would not and will not need anything else. We have a bunch of bonus modules, we have mindset, we have everything with like directions for the community, WAP, all that good stuff. But this is where you're going to make your money. This is where you're going to set your reputation, set the expectations. This might take a little bit longer than a couple of the other things, but this is going to be the biggest catalyst and the biggest tool for you to be able to get working with brands, get deals, and get paid, which is what we're all here for, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this. This is arguably one of my favorite things. I've been doing this the old way. Like I told you guys, I have over 500 brands that I can call on and work with at any given moment in time. I have not had to make a media kit. So what I did is I went back to 2022 and got all of my footage, all of my ads, all of my pictures, modeling gigs, and I put it together. So I'm going to walk you step by step exactly what you need to do in order to build your media kit in a way that brands are going to want to work with you, and they're going to be chasing you to work with you. So, excuse my energy, we have our energy drink. Let's go ahead and let's get right into this module. So, what is a media kit? Let's go ahead and we're just going to take a quick look at what an actual media kit is. There's so many different websites that you can use. You can use Linktree, you can use Canva. Yeah, like I said, you can use Beacons, you can use Canva, you can use LinkedIn, you can go code your own website if you want. We're going to look at two different things. I'm going to use Canva personally. But what your portfolio is going to be, like I said, you can host it on Canva. Clean pictures. Who the fuck am I? Where can you find me? Where do I post? The email that we specifically had you set up for your UGC portfolio and just for UGC outreach in general. This is just, a little bit about you, a little bit about him, yada, yada, yada. And then we have the videos, the different types of videos. You have the brand that he worked with. And this is just his UGC videos. This is the different videos and brands that he's worked with, brands that he's trusted by, phone number, contact information, all that good stuff. This is very simple. Some people do something a little bit more advanced, and I'm going to show you an example of this. We're going to go over to X really quick, just so I can show you a couple of other portfolios, and then we're going to build our portfolio. So with that being said, I believe that if we just go into the bookmark, I saved a couple of things because I drop these in the community all the time. When you come in here, you're going to see so many different people's media kits. Some people, there's a lot of fucking shit all over the place. And I'm not shitting on any of these creators. I'm just saying some of them have a different style. Some of them have a little bit more. Some of them are more simple. Some of them are more ergonomic, whatever you want to call it. But you have people of all age ranges, of all different calibers, of all different types, using different websites to create their UGC portfolio. Here we go. We have another one using Canva. Fantastic. We don't need to go too in depth as to what these other people's portfolios are because everybody can be different. This guy has a .com, which is super dope. Having a .com is actually really hard to get. That's actually funny. BetterAlt is one of the brands that I just started working with, which is super dope. But all that to say, let's go ahead and let's go through the content that I have scraped together for this video specifically, and let's build my media kit. Let's build our media kit together, guys. With that being said, let's go ahead and first of all, let's just find a media kit that we actually like, and then we will literally go from there. All of these are going to be presets. You can find free ones. You can find the paid for ones. It's completely up to you. We're going to go from start to end, what we're doing, why we're doing it. So step number one, obviously, we're going to rip apart everything in here, and I am going to go ahead and change all of the details on this, and then I'm going to cut forward to, the actual part of this matters. All right, so that's cute. This is what we're going to do, because we're going to do, this is about Jay. Let's do some quick stats, and then we're going to go ahead and add trusted by. And then we're going to add content examples. So those are going to be the few things we do next. We have found very many brands, not a short recess later. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to upload all of these from the exact place that we put these. And we put them in the brand logos. I said I was going to find about 40. Problem is, there's a lot of fucking black. I don't even know how many of these is going to end up being 100% transparent. It already says that it couldn't upload some files. So this is one that it couldn't upload. We're going to put as much in this area as possible that is not obnoxious. And by the way, this is a first draft. This doesn't have to be perfect. This doesn't have to be sexy. If I'm going to be completely honest, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change that first image. I think that I really want to do this one because this is creative. We can always change it later. I love this image, and there's a lot of aesthetic images, but we're gonna go ahead and we're going to use that one, only because it is one of the actual creative ideas that me and the boys have done. So we're gonna go ahead and just replace this one. Plus, it's very, very high quality, but the contrast between the green and the orange is literally just perfect on the color dial. So this will be one of the first ones, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start popping in logos, and we're going to see what actually turned out transparent and what didn't. Okay, so I love that Canva is going to automate this process for us. So like I said, we're going to drop in as many logos as possible right here, and we'll get back to you as soon as we're done with that. All right, so now after you've decided to shove all of the logos of the brands that you have worked with, worked for, or that you've created content about, once you have this entire area right here, we're going to move on to the next step. We already have the quick blurb about us and what we do. We have some of our statistics. We have the brands that we've worked with. And now it's time to implant all the videos or the portfolio that I've been having you guys work on for the last 30 days. This next page is strictly going to be portfolio, different types of content. And this is where I came in and I told you guys that we need to have right up front. This is the most important part because we had the brand logos, but the UGC portfolio. And this is where I went through all of my content for the past few years, and this is what I'm telling you about. Like, we have different stuff in here. We have it separated by pictures and videos. And if we're gonna be honest, I didn't place that correctly, but you have different videos that you can do. So these are a couple of the lifestyle videos that I have. They're literally nothing crazy. Some of these are recent, some of these are old as fuck. Some of these are vlogs, and some of these are literally just content fucking around. But with that being said, we have long form, we have short form, we have lots of different stuff. We have that lifestyle, we have affiliate work that we've done. We have ad style videos, so like quite literally you're very specifically promoting a product. The Sauna box this is probably one of the highest converting ads I've ever done. It got like 1.5 million views and generated over 6 figures for me and the business. Here's another variation of it. This is for a product called Headshot that we did a skit for. That was a long time ago. This is Gym Subs. But you guys get the idea. We found the best top videos to put, and we made this. So I want you, if you're starting from scratch and you have fresh, perfect. Make a folder on your phone or on your computer called UGC Portfolio, and make sure you stay organized with your content. I made the mistake of not being organized with my content and had to go look through multiple hard drives to find these videos and to find my previous ads. And I had to go through years and years of content. There's over 60,000 pieces in my gallery. I had to go through all of that to find these. So be smart and create your portfolio right here on your desktop or on your phone. Now we're going to go through these, and I'm not going to show you guys the entire process, but I will tell you why I picked what I picked, because not all of these are going to be on the portfolio. Not all of them are going to be even close to being on the portfolio page, because some of these videos literally just suck. There's like unboxing videos, there's gym videos, there's face care videos, there's pictures, there's me doing modeling. There is a ton of content in here, and we're going to pick about 5 to 10 pieces of 5 different niches. So let's go ahead and just go through these really quickly. I think that what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just go into the UGC portfolio. We're going to go through ad types because there's pictures and then there's ads. So we have some obvious ads. Like we have this one. We have this is an ad. This is an ad. Not the greatest ad. This is also really cool. But not all of these are the best. And this is what I would call these are raw as fuck. So we're going to grab about 5 different ad images. So let's go ahead and we're going to do this. These are 2 sauna box images. We're going to do 2 sauna box. We're going to do 2 of the gym subs. So we have gym subs right here. Let's go ahead and grab these. Let's go ahead and do the 2 Flex Pro. And then we're going to grab, let's see, this is an actual sauna. This is a DI Therma that I did something for their cold plunge. So we have that one, and then we have this. So we'll do 2 of these, and then we'll do 2 of the clothing, because we have like PMD and we have the workout shit for raw gear, but I think that what we're going to end up doing is this. Yeah, this is CSWD media. Not the prettiest pictures in my opinion, but what we are going to do is we're going to take these, because this is a brand that I did clothing for, Wusakai. We're going to go ahead and grab something from here. And these are going to be literally just images. And then let's go ahead and go grab some videos from ad type. I want to grab a couple of different ones. There's workout, there's supplements, there's companies, there's TikTok ad styles. There's this video that I ended up making for this company for ad style. And we're going to pick the top 5 of these. So now that we have that, let's go back here and let's find some different type of content. I think that I want to do, I don't have enough face care yet. We'll add that later. We don't have any day in the life. So we might have enough gym videos. We have a lot of gym photos, so we don't need that.
Flex Pro came, yeah.
So that's a good video.
Here it comes.
So we'll grab these 2 videos for gym. Okay, so guys, we have put together everything from all 15 of the pieces of video content we're going to use. We're going to go through all of these. I have the backgrounds done in the 3rd page, which is only going to be for images. I'm going to take a quick recess, go to the gym. I'm absolutely dying even after drinking my Alani. This is gone. So I will see you guys in a couple of minutes for the actual putting everything together and publishing your media kit. All right, so back to web design 3.0, you guys. Luckily, we don't have to actually do web design. I literally wish that this existed, but I went ahead and I finished up everything. We're going to go through everything that I added and why I added it. Specifically, the videos that we added. These 2 are Sonobox videos. Almost every single brand on the face of the internet, just kidding, has seen these, but quite a few have seen these because this was ran up to 50 million across YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Flip, on just about every platform that's mainstream. So these 2 I put up there because they're recognizable. These 2 are simply cinema videos. So this is like a lifestyle video. This is a long form. So I really go after YouTube mid-roll pays the most. If you can get YouTube deals or if you can get long form deals, do that. And if you guys want, you can take a look at this. I'll have this as an example under this module so you can go look at it. But we have a supplement video. We have me talking about a platform. This is for WAP. This is for an actual business. This is for Flex Pro. This is just a cinema video. This is a product video. This is a product video. Lifestyle video, lifestyle video, lifestyle video. So in here, I have about 4 product videos. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have about 4 lifestyle. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1, 2. This is actually a business video, business-based video, only because I also do a lot of videography. I own a videography company, and since I do videography, I also have the potential to go to any local business and create UGC content or just do videography for the company in general. And this is a whole portfolio of what I am capable of doing on my own. Imagine what I can do with my team and just me holding the camera. So we have video projects, photo projects also. Companies want photos. They need pictures of their products. You need to be able to do creative things. There's pictures of me on vacation, pictures of me in New York, different lighting, different styles, different color grading, different alignment. This is me in the gym, which is obviously my native area of life. So we have the photo page, and then we also have the final page. Let's work together. Let's partner up to build your brand story. And as you guys can see, I don't even know if I'm going to keep this annoying little orange arrow. I just wanted it because I thought it was a cool design. Just to get the arrow, make you go all the way the fuck down. Here's the arrow. Here's the final picture of me. And I chose quite a few different color grades. I chose like the light, the vacay kind of shit. I chose like the model pictures that I've done. I've done modeling before. You gotta have the gym. You gotta have clothing, streetwear. And with that being said, we'll finish off with, email. Here's my contact. And these, you guys can go into your elements and you guys can literally just search, like I searched Instagram icon, TikTok icon, and YouTube icon. When you click on it, right click it, and then you can add the link. You can just add a link to it. I think that I left one of these blank so that you guys can see how to do that. But if you go to your YouTube, let's go grab my YouTube and I'll show you exactly how you can plug that link in. Let's go ahead, grab it, pop it back over here. Let's go ahead, right click, like I said, drop the link, paste, boom. Now it's in there, done. So now once you go to your share, you can do it as a website. You have multiple different options. So if we make this a website, you guys can see right here, this is what it's going to look like. So we're just going to call this Jay's Physique Does UGC. And it's my Canva site. So that's going to be the URL. We're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead, publish this. It's preparing my design. And from here, I will show you guys exactly how this looks as soon as you click on it. We'll go drop it in our bios. And from there, you will have a finished portfolio. But first, I'm going to make sure that the videos are not automatically playing. We're checking on the phone as well. And we'll go from there, boys. All right, so the website is live. We're going to pop it in here, and we're going to see what it looks like. And then we are going to pop it in the phone. We're going to see what it looks like really quick. Because I want to see how the UI is. And keep in mind, this is a rough draft portfolio. Everybody's portfolio is going to look different. So we have it over here. It's loading. Let's take a look. Let's see if it's going to be fucking annoying. Okay, that's not horrible. It's per video. I thought I was going to play everything at one time, but no, I was doing what I wanted to do. So if we have this, nice and sexy. All right, boys. So the website is officially live. Now, keep in mind, this is 100% a portfolio. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. You can click through, go find what you need to. You literally can see everything here. And yeah, we're good to go, you guys. So not that much to it. It is a little bit time consuming, but then again, you guys remember, you're putting all of your best work here. So with that being said, now all we got to do, let's go over to X. Let's pop it into our actual bio, and we'll call it a day. Because that's exactly where we need these things to be. As you guys can see, I actually changed up a little bit of the actual stuff I got going on. But we'll get rid of the aesthetic academics, and we'll put in the Canva site. So now when you go here, boom, you have me, nice and sexy. And yeah, boys, I like it. So with that being said, let me get up close and personal with you. That's the end of this module. You guys might not have as much content as me. You guys might not have videographers. You guys might not have photographers. You guys might not have as many brands or experience under your belt. But what I do want you to understand, the only thing that we're doing here is putting all of our best work in one single place for the most compatible brands with your current place in UGC to want to work with you and view your work. Using the different platforms like Reddit, like X, like SideShift, going on different places and websites. The more brands you work with, the more money you make. The more money you make, the better gear you can get, the higher quality. You can get a videographer, you can get a photographer, you can build your portfolio. Your portfolio is going to get bigger. That brands I've worked with, I'm trusted by these brands, is going to continue to grow. This is going to continue to grow and grow and grow and stack and stack and stack. The goal is to make you $10,000 a month minimum. Fucking minimum. But all I want to leave this video with for you, your portfolio isn't going to look like mine. My portfolio is not going to look like the next. It's not going to look like a beauty girl. It's not going to look like a tech guy. It's not going to look like any of that good stuff. Everybody's portfolio is going to be different. But all I have to say, I hope this video was helpful. If you guys do have any questions at all, I know this is lengthy, ask them on the calls. If you have any suggestions, if there's anything confusing, please do let me know. If you guys want to check out my site and you want to see what I did and you want to see the evolution of it because it's going to get better, check out the link below. Either way, hope this video helps, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, perfect. So it's come to my attention that the logistics of writing and proper business / casual / anything you could think of in an email has been lost. The curriculum's completely gone. So there have been a few modules of us talking about exactly what needs to be inside of your email. The different components of it, the different things that you should be doing, how quick you should be, the points you should make, and the step-by-step what you should be doing. We've talked about a lot of the big picture and broad pieces of the actual email sequence that you need to be sending in order to get UGC or brand deals, in order to correspond and actually have a qualitative conversation that has an outcome that you want, whether it's an outcome of learning what you need to do or whether it's the outcome of you locking in that deal. But we're going to go into the very tedious, nitty-gritty details of what you should be saying in your email. We're going to use this for an example. This company I worked for in 2022 to 2023, and they actually hit me up 2 years later after us working together to end up working together again. And this company specifically, FlexPro, cool company, they do meal prep and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of little small details that we're going to go over, as well as under this video, check if you do not have the email templates. We have 4 email templates for you. They're the ones that have got the highest response rate. You want to get higher responses, and if we're going to be completely honest, the subject and headline matters a lot when it comes to anything. Like, they get tons of emails every single day. Some of the things that you say could be marked as spam. It's a very simple thing is if you put the entire subject line in all caps, more than likely it's going to spam, okay? That's just one of the tedious details, which is why we're going to kind of go over a couple of the emails that I have, what I've sent and what I've received, what companies are looking for, and what you should be sending these companies. So number 1, don't make the headline in all caps. We're just going to run through all the little things, as well as I wanted to put all of the preset templates under this, download them, they're PDFs, and you can use them yourself. But when it comes to you setting up your email, how you should type your emails out, how you should respond with your emails, you should always, if you have the option, address the person that you're going to be speaking to. So if you know who you're speaking to, awesome. If you don't, then, address them, hey team at FlexPro. So they address me directly here. Breaking up your emails has got to be the most important part. I've seen so many people put all of the content, all of the meat, all of the potatoes into one big long paragraph. I know that when you guys see a TikTok or when you see a story or you see a Facebook post, when you see this long novel, you're like, I'm not fucking reading that. But if you see it broken up into, like, you're going to see I put a lot of information in my response right here. If all this was together, I promise you they would not be reading it. But when you break it up into different subsections and what each part is about, I was like, yo, Sean, I appreciate you coming back to me. And I talked about our previous experience working together. That was the first subsection of this email. The second subsection of this email was specifically me talking about what I've done, what I'm looking for, and just a little bit more of analytics and giving a little bit more background as to what I'm looking for and how I can help them, right? Specifically talking about the actual structure that I'm looking for. And the last part of this, talking specifically about the content and the comp plan. The last part of it is, if there's a flexibility on your end, I'm opening to continue a conversation and structuring something long-term that would make sense for the both of us, basically closing out the email. In school, I don't know if you guys learned this, but I very specifically had to. There was like a typing class and a bunch of other classes. You have like 5 pieces to your essays. You have the introductory paragraph, the middle 3 paragraphs are going to be leading into the story, the meat of the story, exiting the story, and then the finale or the exiting statement. This would be the exiting statement. And something that I always like to say, I always say this, I look forward to hearing back from you guys soon. I almost always say that because I do look forward to hearing back from them soon. And I'm not going to sit here and say that this pressures them into answering, but a lot of times I've literally spoke to multiple agencies and multiple people. When they see that you're expecting to hear back from them, 50% of the time, they will respond, just out of the fact that you were expecting a response. They don't have to respond to you, though. You have no clue that they saw your email in the first place. So do that, and then you can do best regards, whatever the case may be, Jay. And if I'm being completely honest, we can go into your Google account, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. But Jim, for example, is another company that I work for. I've worked with them for years. Adding this right here is fucking awesome if you don't have an actual portfolio yet, because this comes in after every single email. And I'm going to show you exactly what this is called, because I don't exactly remember the name of it. But basically, you have your beacons, you're going to have your main portfolio. So you can see I have all of my codes, Gym Sup, Sonobox, schedule. All of the goodies about me are in this very tiny thing that is in my email. It's at the bottom of all of my emails. You have your TikTok. These are direct links to my pages. So if you don't have a media kit, if you don't have an actual place where you store your portfolio, this is super easy to do. And if I am not mistaken, you can go into here. We can go into our settings, see all settings. And then I believe, let me take a look, and hopefully I don't expose any of my personal information while doing this. Here it is, your signature. Having a custom signature. Like, you could literally change the font of this, and you could have like a sexy, different kind of font from everybody else. That's not sexy though. We're just gonna leave this at sans serif. But go ahead and add your link in here. And once you've added this, make sure you customize your picture as well. Don't be one of those people that doesn't have a picture in your email. If you're emailing people, please, I beg of you. Number one, make sure that you set up your email to be very specifically only for outreach. Don't be like me and use the Jay's business email that you use for everything else for the past 5 years. You want to give yourself the opportunity to be able to see every single brand deal that comes across your desktop. So have the right email, have this signature, super helpful because it has all the links to all your pages. Never change the name on your page, by the way, keep the same across all platforms. And go ahead and customize the signature. This is just a really special touch that you can do. You can have auto responses, you can have snippets, you can have little logos and pictures. You don't need to do all that, but that is just what I did. And now every single time that I respond to a brand, I'm not even shoving my portfolio in their face. That's just my signature, and it's right there. So if we do, let's see what else we have. I've worked with quite a few different brands. Like I've worked with AliExpress, I've worked with Nike, I've worked with quite a few different companies. So let's take a look at a couple of the other companies that I have messaged. Haven't even responded to these guys, but as you can see, we've been going back and forth trying to decide on something that's going to be good. And like I said, breaking up your messages, stupidly important. Indenting paragraphs where it's necessary. This is very formal and this is very professional. This is kind of how you would be going back and forth with somebody if you got their information from LinkedIn. If you're going back and forth in the DMs, not so much. They're not even going to be able to notice it. But this is very formal. I'm basically just answering some of the information that they asked me in this previous email, kind of asking me about what my rates are, long-term partnership, what my stats are, and I actually went and did the research on my accounts. And then, like I said, break it down. Address, give them the information they asked for. I gave them what my rates are, why the rates are the way that they are, presenting them with a comp plan that I think is fair. And then, again, the signature is right there. Like I said, it's at the end of every single email that I send, and it's not getting shoved down anybody's throat. It's just there automatically. So when it comes to you actually being able to respond to them, like I said, I've been doing this literally forever. It doesn't even matter who I respond to. So when it does come to your emails, I want you to be very aware of what you're doing, be very aware of what you're sending. There's really not much to this. This does not need to be a long module at all. Just a couple of small details, including the updated preset emails that you can go through. But guys, make sure that your email is dedicated to sending and receiving. Make sure that you have formality. Make sure that you have the templates. Make sure that you put in there your signature. You should have a custom signature every single time. That's where you can stick your portfolio. That's where you can stick your pages. That's where you can stick everything without shoving it down their throat. So they can honestly look at it out of curiosity even before they ask for your portfolio. You can include your Google Drive portfolio and you can just say my portfolio in it if you want. And with that being said, just make sure that you're good. Make sure that you're addressing people by their names. Make sure you're being very personal. Make sure you're being very collaborative, open. So all in all, that's really what that looks like. There's not too many details. You don't need to overcomplicate this. You don't need to overthink this. And if I want to leave you with anything, yes, there's some formalities. And yes, there's a couple of things that you need to set up in the very beginning. Very few things. There's like maybe 5 to 10 things max in this entire video that you need to do. Once you set them up, it's just rep for rep using presets. Make sure that when you use these preset templates, you are customizing it. You're doing the research that I told you about in the previous module before you talk to the brand. Do your research. Talk to them. Look at their pages. Look at the campaigns that they're running. Mention the campaigns that they're running in the emails that you're sending. Make sure that you use the presets. And just remember, guys, when you are talking to these people, you are talking to humans. And the number one thing you need to remember is that you are the prize. You are the moneymaker. You do not need to be nervous about it. It's totally nerve-wracking. It's totally normal to go to these multi-million-dollar companies and be like, I really hope I get this deal. I really need this money. Yes, we want the money. But at the end of the day, you're the prize. You're the one that makes the money. You're the one that creates the content. You're the one that gets the eyes. You're the one that generates the money for these companies. So realize that you are the prize. You don't have anything to worry about. If they say no, then be like, okay, well, why did you say no? I would like to get better so that I have the opportunity to work with you one day. They'll probably tell you why. They'll tell you what you need to improve. They'll tell you that your demographics don't align with them. They'll tell you that you don't have enough reach. They'll tell you that your camera quality isn't good enough. And then improve from there.
And every single time you get a piece of feedback, apply that piece of feedback until no brand can tell you what you need to get better at, because you are just that good, and every brand will then want you. So do what I said, apply the things that I said, make sure that you remember this is just a conversation. You're just having conversations back and forth, talking to people, seeing where you can help. We are here to help. We are here to help other people and make money. We don't make money and change lives. We change lives first, and then we make money. So with that being said, hope this module was helpful. If you guys have any questions at all, ask them in the call, drop them in the chat. Happy to answer them and make any more modules that would help clarify anything for you guys. Hope the templates are helpful, and I will see you guys in the next module. Peace. So we talked about outreach. We talked about how to actually manage a relationship with these brands. We talked about the different things you need to do, how you need to look for them, lining yourself up, aligning your brand and the actual visuals. We talked about all those things. The most exciting part is obviously reaching out to brands. Now, the second most important part, aside from reaching out to brands and taking that first step, is simply going to be you need to be able to keep track of it. Keep track of when you're reaching out, who you got a response from, how much you're getting paid, all that good stuff, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to show you exactly what I would do if I were you. When I very first started, I now use a CRM, which is literally just a customer relationship management tool. I'm going to show you exactly how you can build a very simple CRM so that you can keep track of all of the different deals and brand stuff that you're doing as of right now. So this is what we use for WAP specifically. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can do this for reaching out to brands. We're going to go ahead. You're going to just go to your Google Sheets. We're just do a blank spreadsheet. We're going to start filling all this out with the different things that you need to have in here and exactly why you need to have it within this spreadsheet. So we're going to keep this pretty simple. This doesn't need to be anything crazy as of right now. We're going to go through this, and I'm going to fill this out with some brands that I currently already have, as well as I'm going to make another module going over this in a full YouTube video on exactly me getting with brand new brands. So I'm going to fill this out really quick, and then I'm going to come right back to you guys once I've filled this out with the different brands that I currently already have work with and exactly what this will look like for you guys. I wanted to give you a live example of what you should be getting from these people and why each of these metrics matters. We're going to use Gymshark for my first example because there's this whole thing going around of this kid who is sponsored by Gymshark and makes absolutely no money, and he's barely making ends meet. So how did I get my Gymshark sponsorship? I got this in 2022 actually, when I very first popped into the fitness industry. It was an inbound DM. They DM'd me, which is what this is for. The point of contact was through Instagram. Email, I'm not going to share this. Phone number, I'm not going to share this, but I can share the rep. It's Jasmine, and like I said, 2022. They did follow up with me. Did I close the deal? Yes, I did. We closed it for $3,000 a month plus commissions for the next 6 months. It was a 6-month trial contract. It went well. I liked it, but Gymshark just was not the brand. I wanted to work with First Form, Gym Subs, Raw Gear, Young LA. I didn't want to be bound to one brand, and they actually have very strict rules with the way that they operate. So, it was great, but, as you guys can tell, between 2022 and 2023, I was bouncing and doing a lot of different stuff. I didn't fill out all of these because I realized, holy shit, if I go get the accurate information for all these brands, this is going to take me a while. So I just want to give you a live example of what this actually would look like and the different brands that I've worked with. As you can see, most of it is all fitness. If we were to go down here, let's find another one. So like Sonabox, for example. Now, the reason I want to show you this is because there's multiple different ways that you can get in contact with people. Like TikTok one, nobody does it, nobody knows about it, but it's something on TikTok where I got in contact with Alani. They came to me. I got pretty sure it was $2,500 for one post. They sent me a case. They took care of me, and that's when we were able to do a collaboration that I actually did with them. Basically just saying, these are the flavors, this is a value pack, this is what I get, this is what I like about it, this is what I don't like about it, here's the 3 things. Got to go on a yacht, got to go on a beach, got to go a little day and make a very sexy video for them. Never even posted it, just sent it to them, by the way. And yeah, that was just through TikTok one. So that's why I want to give you the point of contact as an example, because I really harp on emails and contacting brand managers and shit. But if you build a strong and a big audience on social media, it pays dividends because your outbound response, like obviously, yes, all of these are going to be follow-up, yes. Did I close the deal? Yes. Payments, yes.
But say something, didn't go through, like Sonabox, for example. If this was no, then I would just change this to be red. And if, there was no follow-up or I didn't close the deal, then I would most likely just change this to be red so that I would know that it didn't go through, and I would, add notes as to why. But with that being said, if you build a big audience, go outbound them. I literally just hit them up and said, yo, what would it take to get this product? I would make videos with this every single fucking day. They're like, bro, let's do a collab. We did a collab. They liked the first one. Then I got a $1,000 monthly retainer plus return on ad spend. So every single time that they run my video, it's getting ad spend behind it. Plus I'm getting more and more commission deals from each unit sold. Sonabox is really dope. Love Sonabox. And that's just an example. But point of contact, it can be anything. It can be DMs, it can be email, it can be brand managers, it can be TikTok One, it can be TikTok Shop, it can be TikTok. I don't care how you contact them. Put it right there. Put the email, get the phone number. Names are very, very important. Address everybody by their name. Go ahead and put down the date that you first contacted them. Your follow-up, if you had to follow up with them, or if it was back and forth conversation, that's great. Did you close the deal? Yes or no? And what was the payment that you got? And from here, you can add more details, like, let's say, we're just going to call it details. So this can be details about the deal. And deliverables are important because this is what you have to give the brand every single time you do it. So like with this would possibly be, this was the Gymshark. This is posting 30 pieces of content a month, plus every drop that we do posted on stories and stuff like that. That's what that would be for deliverables. And then about the details, this would be about the deal, if there's something, if there's specific notes, if there's specific requirements, or if you didn't get the deal, why, what was the feedback that they gave you, and the reason that you didn't get the actual deal. So with that being said, this is how I would track your outreach, your inbound, the deals you have, the deals you don't have. This is how I would track everything. This is how you know what you're getting paid, what to expect. This is the simplest way to do it. You don't need a CRM tool. You don't need a fancy tool. You don't need anything crazy. You just need to get organized. You need to be professional, and you need to be able to actually know what you're getting in, what you're putting out, tracking. And this way, when you're DMing or emailing 10 different brands every single day, this is how you keep track of it. Not going to go too in depth. I don't need to add too much to this, but this is how I did it before, and this is what I would use now. You don't need a fancy CRM tool. Just do this. This should be good. Hope this video helps. If you guys have any questions or if you need any help, or maybe if you guys do want this as a template, I can just create this as a Google Sheets template and drop it onto here. Either way, I hope this video did help, and if it did, let me know in the calls. Look forward to seeing you guys, and peace.
S is going to be completely up to you. Aesthetic academics is going to be a catalyst to your success, not the determining factor. And this, I really want you guys to understand. This honestly might be the most important module of this entire class, if I'm being completely honest with you, because you could have all of the information in the world, all of the tools, the absolute best mentor, and you could still fucking fail. My very first mentor, which was B. Brian Mark, I'm not sure if you guys know who that is, but over 6 years ago in 2019, when he was very first getting his businesses started and he had a couple hundred successful coaches under him, he now runs a business that does $1.2 million a month. I bought his mentorship, and if I'm being completely honest with you guys, it was good. It was solid. Looking back at it, there was group calls, Facebook group chat. There was a little app, Trainerizer, back then. It was a good program, and I didn't use any of it. I was lazy. I thought I was too good for it. I was like, what is this stuff? I've done all of this. No, I didn't do all of it. I did not apply everything that he told me to do. I did not attend all the calls. I did not ask all the questions that I thought were dumb. I'm extremely happy that you guys made the investment to actually take your life seriously and build the future that you want. That is what we are all here for. And we have a 100% guaranteed success rate as long as you do everything that we tell you to do. We need you to do the exercises that we tell you to do the work that we tell you to do, to post when you don't want to. Everything that you need to do in order to be successful is going to need to be done day in and day out. And if you decide to continue to do it day in, day out, over and over and over again, building that compound of success, I promise you will be successful. For the lazy people out there that don't invest in themselves, for the lazy people out there that don't put in the work and just let life happen to them, you are not letting life happen to you. You are making shit happen. You invested in this mentorship, this class. You are purposefully going out there and creating, not consuming. You are helping change lives. You are not sulking and blaming people for your life. Do what needs to be done. Do the work that is required. Whenever you don't want to do something, choose to do the do it now protocol and do it when it needs to be done, as it needs to be done. Follow everything to a T, and I promise you will see success faster than not. A lot of the people in here see success in the first 90 days. It might not take you 180 days, depending on your niche, depending on who you are, and depending on the amount of inputs that you put forward into this program. Either way, I have to tell you, success is 1,000,000% up to you. So, I'll see you guys in the next module. All right, super happy to have you guys. I'm glad that you guys made it through my possibly lengthy introduction. We are going to get into all of the meat, potatoes, and the juicy part of everything that you guys want to know. We're just going to jump right into introduction and goal setting. I know it's boring, you don't want to hear it, you don't care about it, but this is something that we really need to have a very strong foundation for to be successful in literally anything. It doesn't matter if you're trying to gain weight in the gym. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make a certain amount of money. It doesn't matter if you're trying to fix something in your life. You need to have crystal clear goals. So that's what we're going to jump right into today. And we're going to go ahead. Let's talk about introduction and goal setting. Why is this important? What do you need to do? What is introduction and goal setting? And this is going to be the foundation for everything, for your entire journey. This is a 6-month program. It might not be that long of a journey, but this is going to fly by. You're going to be like, wow, where did the time go? Where did my time go? Because that's probably what you've been saying for years, trying to get out of the situation that you have been trying to get out of in the first place. So without a crystal clear direction, your actions will lose momentum. This simply means that you might make some progress and fall backwards, and you're never going to be able to get that real snowball effect. You might get a couple of deals, you might make a little bit of money, but without actual clear direction and the steps that you need to get there, you're never going to make that much progress. So the steps is about getting 100% aligned with your vision and your goal and why. This is going to be about getting 100% aligned with your vision. Every single part of it. You need to know what the house looks like, the car looks like, your life, where you're going to be, where you're going to be working from. Are you going to use a MacBook? Are you going to use Windows computer? Kind of like a vision board, but not exactly like a vision board. So you can build massive momentum and stay consistent when you have this vision. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to feel kind of empty. And I have a student that is literally going through this right now, and he feels very empty with where he's going because he does not have a clear vision. So this is a lever that turns random effort. This is a lever that turns random efforts into focused and unstoppable progress. Why is it important? Without a clear goal, you drift and you're going to waste a lot of time, which I did in the past 10 years. I'm trying to help you guys avoid that. If you don't have a strong why, this leads you to burn out faster than not every single time. If you don't have a good why, you're going to be like, why the fuck am I doing this? That's what you're going to say. So people who don't define success on their own terms quit, or they settle for less. So we need to define this very, very clearly so that you don't do that. And brands, clients, and opportunities are attracted to people who move with clarity and conviction. These brands want to know that you are serious, that you're professional. Same as you guys. You would not be here with me if you do not see that the plan for you was clear. If I was not professional and I was bopping around on the call, doing random shit, you probably would not be here. So master your goals and you're going to master your results. You're going to have predictable results. How to master introduction and goal setting. There are 4 critical variables you must establish when setting goals, right? Number 1, crystal clear vision. Where do you want to be in 6 months? This is like what I said. What computer do you want to be working with? What brands do you want to work with? What do you want your life to look like? What cars do you want? You have to know all of these things before you do it. What does success even look like and feel for you? Some people, it's Lambos, jets, and tons of money. And some people, it's just being able to eat better and good food and be able to afford a healthier lifestyle and maybe live in, a different place that is more peaceful and it's quieter. And, everybody's vision for success is very different. So what are the non-negotiable motivators, Why is it that you must win? Do you need to make more money? Do you need to retire your parents? Do you need to get the fuck out of where you live because it's horrible? What is
your why. Why do you need to win? And you need to keep your why at the very forefront of your head every single time you don't want to do something. Every time. This will make you want to do it more, especially if you follow the do it now protocol, like I say. So who are you doing this for beyond yourself? This has always helped me tremendously. It's always been my mom. It's always been my woman. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but sometimes other people need it and they don't know how to do it. So if you can find your why on how and why to do it, I promise you this will take you so much farther than you just sitting there and saying, oh, I want a Lambo. Oh, I want to get on a private jet. But when you say, oh, I need for my woman to stop working so that she can relax, and she's been working for too long, or my mom is super worried about bills when my dad passes away, or my mom is super worried about this because she just doesn't have enough money. Bro, those are so much more motivating than I just want to drive in a Lambo. So much more. So having a why bigger than yourself you're going to win, I promise you, if you just do this and you're not a selfish bastard. Usually the selfish bastards don't last very long. So tangible milestones. Break the big vision into monthly, weekly, and daily checkpoints, right? So a couple of daily checkpoints I have: post 5 pieces of content a day, 2 pieces of content to flip, 15 minutes of DM responses, 15 minutes of comment engagement, and then different stuff I have along the weeks. I have broken down into updating my terms of service, my EULA agreements, long form comments or long form content for YouTube, my middle of funnel content that needs to be on point. And then I have, company clothing and different things that I'm working on in the background. So with that being said, break down your big goals, whether it's a finance point, whether it's a business thing you need to do, whatever the case is, break it down. Make winning a habit, not a once in a while event, There's big wins, there's small wins, there's tons of different things you can do in order to win and make your chances of success better. So whether a win is getting a new deal, or whether a win is, hitting a certain KPI in your business, like, you got a 10,000 view video and now it's actually a brand video, and, now you know how to make brand videos better. That's a win. Now you have something better for your portfolio. Or maybe you just hit 10 brand deals, whether they were free, paid, or not. You got 10 brand deals, 10 brands trusted you to be associated with them. That's a win. So, accountability systems. Systems over motivation. I need you guys to become process-based people, not results-based people. You're not going to see the most results in the beginning. You might, Some people are just hyper-viral people. Some people just see success earlier than others. Some niches see success earlier than other people. So when it comes to this, be a systems and a process-based person, not a results motivation-based person. It's not going to help you. You're not always going to see or feel motivated. So what structures, calendars, accountability partners, reminders will keep you on track when life gets hectic? I live by my calendar. Every single time that I look at my calendar, I know exactly what the fuck I should be doing every single hour of the day because it's on the calendar. I use my whiteboard that I'm looking over at right now. My whiteboard has everything that I need to do every single week, and it gets updated every single week. I have different apps and things that I use every single day that tell me what I need to do. I don't put it in a lot of different places. I keep everything in WAP because it makes it easy, but simplify things for you. Don't make your life more hectic than it already is. Life as a human is already hectic and chaotic to begin with. So examples of what I mean: I want to grow my business. I want to sign 3 new brand deals at 1,000 plus each within 90 days by posting 4 times a week and sending 20 pitches daily. Pretty solid and ideal plan, if you ask me. And then I want to get healthier. I want to lose 15 pounds in 12 weeks by hitting the gym 4 times a week, tracking meals, and sleeping 7 hours a day. Get very specific with what you want and what you want to do. The stronger the goal, the faster and the easier the success, especially if this is a emotionally driven goal. I would say it's always faster. It's just like the sales process. People generally buy emotionally. It's not usually rational.
like cars, you're not buying the fucking engine, and you're not buying the metal because you're not buying a $500,000 car because it's efficient. You're buying it because it's gonna feel good, it's gonna sound good, it's gonna make your blood rush. You're buying the feeling, you're not buying the car, right? So define your 6-month vision. And by the way, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to write down. This is what I want you to actually take advantage of. So where do you want to be professionally, financially, physically, and mentally? Because this is not just about getting brand deals. This is about, you need to become the person that is able to sustain and obtain these different things, these brand deals, these partnerships, these finances, and you need to be able to sustain this afterwards. Because making $10,000 a month is a completely different financial literacy than making a couple $1,000s a month and all of that money going to bills. Completely different mindset, completely different financial literacy, and completely different just mental understanding of how the world and money works, right? Find your deep why. Write a paragraph explaining why you must win in this specific area of your life. Why do you need to make $10,000 a month? Why do you need to make this money? Why? This is very, very important. And you guys can download this PDF and you can fill out this exact area and you can do exactly this. So set 3 tangible goals. Each goal must be clear, measurable, and have a timeline. Like, you need to be able to do this, just like the examples that were up here. You know, these are a perfect example of clear, tangible goals that you guys can actually write down and do, and they might even be your goal. You might want to lose 15 pounds. Who knows? You might want to look better on camera. It's completely up to you. And then create your accountability system. Choose a method to stay consistent. Daily checklist accountability. You guys can use the Notion template for this if you want. Notion is where we put everything, and there is a completely different module for that. There's a tour of it, so if you guys haven't watched that yet, go ahead and watch it. It'll show you everything you need to do. But take 30 minutes. This might not take you 30 minutes, but I want you to think long and hard about this and be very, very serious with yourself and your goals. Take 30 minutes to complete these steps before moving to the next module. This will be the foundation for your entire journey, so do not skip it. This is where you need to start, and we're going to build out from here. So let's get to the next module, guys. I'll see you there. I have nothing less to say, or I have nothing more to say, and I'm not going to bore you guys to death with more words. So remember to do this, take this very, very serious, and I will see you guys in module 2. This will arguably be one of the more important modules. So we're understanding your audience. We're not exactly marketing to people, we're marketing to a business. Now, content creation obviously is going to be for the people, right? And we're specifically talking about fitness, and I'm sure that this will get expanded into lots of different audiences, markets, because marketing is realistically the same for every single niche, right? The topics you talk about and the niches that you talk about and the things that you talk about and the way you present yourself is different per niche. But marketing, and the idea of marketing and having top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel content, and being able to funnel people and have a value proposition or entertainment, it all is the same. It's just you're serving a different person. So, understanding your audience, what is it, right? When you create a content, pitch yourself, or build your online presence, you're not speaking to everybody. If you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. Nobody's fucking listening at that point because they don't resonate with you, they don't know what you're talking about, and they don't know the next thing, nor is the algorithm going to know where to push your videos if you just keep bouncing everywhere. So you're speaking directly to 2 audiences: the brands who will pay you and the ideal customer those brands are trying to reach. Your audience, your portfolio, your Instagram is going to be the ideal customer that those brands want to target, and the brands that want to work with you and that you want to work with. You need to be speaking to both these people, right? Not necessarily speaking directly to brands, posting a video on your Instagram saying, hey, I want to work with you, please sponsor me. Don't do that shit. Please don't do that shit, okay? So master this and you become the bridge brands are willing to pay to cross, right? They don't want to post 30 videos a day on their account. They will pay you to redistribute your content and your style of marketing to your audience that you have garnered, right? Why is this important? Brands don't hire random creators. They partner with creators who already own attention and their ideal customer most of the time, unless they just want to pay you for one-off UGC content, which we talk about later. If you're speaking to the wrong audience, even great content will not lead to paid deals, because if they're not going to sell anything through you, they're not going to want to work with you. They want to make money. That, as bad as it sounds, this is a transactional agreement. They're not paying you to just look pretty, even though a lot of people think that. That's not what they're paying for. They're paying
you for marketing to get more people aware of buying their product and then eventually buying their products. So, understanding your audience lets you pitch brands with confidence, proof, and alignment. This is what you want. Brands want creators who understand their market better than their own internal team, right? Their internal team is very specialized, but if you understand their market and their people and you understand what they need, want, and desire, they will want to work with you. It's just that easy. You're not just a creator, but you are a strategic partner. You are an investment via this company, right? So how to master audience understanding? There are 4 variables you need to lock in. Define your personal brand audience. Who currently follows you, right? Do you have followers? Or are you just getting started? If you're just getting started and you're not like me, you're not having to redefine and revamp everything. So, who currently follows you? Who are you naturally attracting with your content? So you need to get very, very specific with these things. And if it's not ideal yet, how can you pivot? So if you're starting off fresh, you have a very fresh blank slate, kind of touching on the last thing we talked about. Your why and what you do and the raw skill that you are bouncing off of when we talk about content creation, because there's a lot of modules in here that talk about content creation and what you need to do and how you need to go about it to really get good at it and building your personal brand, which is why there's an entire section talking about personal branding aside from this, right? How can you pivot, right? You need to make sure that you are pivoting and you are positioning yourself in a way that these brands will want to work with you. What is your problem? Define your target brand's customer. Who is the perfect customer for your brands you want to work with? It might be past you. You are now a creator. You're not a consumer. But when you were a consumer and you liked these brands and you liked hearing from them and you liked working from them, think about what you wanted out of it. Think about who you were. What were you trying to get from these brands and what problems were you trying to solve? This is going to be the easiest way to really define who these brands want to reach. And ChatGPT will also help you a little bit. So when it comes to this, next is going to be define your target brand's customer. Who is the perfect customer for the brands you want to work with, right? That's one of them. But age, gender, lifestyle, fitness, level, income, habits, values. Think about this. This is past you. This is past consumer you. You are the producer now, which is fucking fantastic. But find the overlap. Your audience and the brand's audience must overlap. Some of them might follow both of you. Especially if you become an athlete and you work with these people, they will most likely follow both of you because you're an extension of the brand. If not, brands won't see a return working with you. You know, you have to literally be an extension of the brand. An example of this would be, if you want to work with a high-end protein brand, your page should attract serious fitness enthusiasts, not casual gym goers. You should attract people who are needing to supplement their natural intake of protein and supplements because of the fact that they are going more than the average bum sitting on their phone at Planet Fitness who's not buying protein because they think it's a waste of time. They want serious people. They want invested people who are going to invest in their nutritional supplements or whatever the product is that you are going to be promoting, right? Tailor your content and your outreach language specifically for these two audiences. Your captions, visuals, and pitches should speak in the tone of the brand's audience would love. So mirror the brand's language style. If they're clean, colorful, uplifting, match that. If they're rugged and intense, adjust that accordingly, you know? And you need to understand what you're comfortable doing and not go after a brand that's, you know, like me, for example. I love Alani. My woman loves Alani. And me being able to work with that brand is probably not going to happen in the foreseeable future. It's the same reason that I left Celsius, because they're this happy, rinky-dinky, you know, we're on a yacht and we're all having a good time smiling in the sunshine. That's not me. My gym aesthetic was dark, rugged, men's mental health. It was like intense working out. It just was not, it did not align. So granted, we did one-offs and I made UGC content for them when I was at the beach or in the Bahamas or whatever, but it would not work out long-term as a partner on their page. It just wouldn't. So I post random fitness workouts and hope that brands notice me, right? That's a horrible example, right? A good example of this would be I consistently post to beginner, intermediate strength training content designed for busy professionals, right? The exact target market for the supplement brands I'm pitching to. Another one that's weak, I pitch every fitness company I find. Don't do this. Please don't do this. A good example would be I research brands whose customers match my audience ages 25 to 35,
professionals who prioritize efficiency and science-based fitness, right? These people will most likely invest into whatever the product that you're pushing or selling is. The more alignment you show, the easier the yes becomes from the brand. Some actionable items that I will leave you with today. Audit your current audience. If you don't have an audience, then good. You're starting fresh and you can just make only good stuff from the beginning, which is fucking fantastic. You don't have to go archive everything like I did. Who follows you though? If you do have an audience, who follows you already? Look at your demographics, go into your insights and check out who your demographics are. See, do you have 90% men, 10% women? Do you have no women? Do you have all women? What are your demographics? Find out who they are, what they want, what their pain points are. Do this. What content gets the most engagement? This is where you need to analyze your current content and figure out what performs the best. Now, there's two ways to figure out what performs the best. There's top of funnel content, which is your viral content, right? It gets the most views. And then there's your middle of funnel content, which nurtures, it gets comments, it gets feedback, people telling you what they do and do not like, right? There's multiple different ways to analyze your content, and there's content that drives people to your DMs. Like when people DM me the word brand, there's a reason that you DM me the word brand, because you were curious about what it is that I fucking offer and what I do based off of the information and the value that I have previously given you in my middle of funnel content. So, number 3, pick 3 dream brands. And you need to study these brands, right? Who are they targeting? Who are they going after? Who do they speak to? Who do their athletes speak to, right? And study their social media, their ads, their website, who's posted on their website, what is the kind of content that they post, what is the kind of things that their ads talk about specifically, where do they funnel people? You need to be very specific and diligent with your research, right? Write your audience overlap statement. 2 to 3 sentences, and like I said, you guys can always download these PDFs and you can just use this as your guide. But 2 to 3 sentences showing how your audience matches the brand's customers, right? So this is going to be where you're going to write what you do, what they do, what their athletes do, where does everything overlap. Adjust your content strategy. Start posting at least 30% content that the brand's ideal customers would love to engage with. I don't care if you mimic some of the things that their ideal customer likes or that their athletes are already doing. Don't copy and paste it, but mimic it. Take what you know and what you do with your style and recreate 30% of their successful top of funnel content, so the viral content, and then take the things that you care about and that you like and talk about it and your experiences and talk about it. That's your middle of funnel content. So do both of these. Clarity is going to equal leverage, right? Leverage equals paid deals. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to go through and take action. That's going to be the most important thing. And once you take action on these different things, you will start to see momentum. Understand your audience and become the obvious choice for your audience as well as the brands. So this is what you need to do. Do your homework, write down your 2 to 3 sentences, and do your homework diligently and study these brands and what they want and their athletes. So that is going to be all for Module 2. But I will see you guys in Module 3. Fucking go, we're rolling through these. So, Module 3 is going to be about brand alignment. Now, it's going to be very important. A lot of people don't think about this for some ungodly reason. You need to align yourself and position yourself in a way that brands are going to want to work with you, that they're going to reach out to you. You're not going to have to go pitching 20 brands a day or whatever the fuck the case may be. So, brand alignment, what is it, right? This means you're going to be positioning yourself so cleanly that when a brand sees your page, your vibe, your audience, your message, your highlights, your bio, they're going to be like, wow, we need this person representing us. We like this guy, right? It's about fitting seamlessly into the brand's world without having them to force anything, without you having to pitch them and be like, this is why I can help you. No, when they see you, they're like, we need this guy. This guy's good. This guy's going to get us sales. This guy are people going to love him, right? This is what you want. And this is what you need to do. So, brands work with creators who they feel on brand. They want collaborators, not random influencers. It doesn't matter how many numbers you have if you don't fit their brand. There have been brands that I wanted to work with, that I did work with, that once I started working with them, they said, hey, we need you to stop posting that sappy men's mental health shit. It doesn't fit our brand. And I said, no. So we stopped working together. Simple as that. So if your content clashes with the brand's values and style or target market, no amount of outreach will help you at all. And it could possibly crumble it once you get into it. So
When you're aligned, you're not selling yourself. The brand just wants you. You don't have to sell yourself. They're just going to want you. They're going to want your content. They're going to want your voice. They're going to want you, your personal brand. Brand alignment turns outreach into warm conversations, not cold sales pitches, not you trying to get them to buy shit from you, right? Brands don't hire the best creators. They hire the creators that best fit their brand. How to master brand alignment is going to be very important. Here are 4 critical steps that you can do to make sure that you actually click, you mesh well with the brand, right? Number 1, audit your own brand presentation. Like I said before, bio, profile picture, pinned posts. Is everything sending a clear, clean message? Who you are, what do you do, what is it that you are representing, right? Would a brand instantly know what you're about just by glancing at your profile, okay? Research and brand personality and voice. Is the brand playful, serious, rugged? Are they luxury? You need to figure this out. This is going to be very important because you need to figure out what this is and if you guys match up. I'm more of a subtle, serious, motivational kind of brand page. But in reality, I'm kind of a fucking goofball, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very loud, very obnoxious, but that's not what I bring online because it's not what I want to present online. So, study their colors, their fonts, their tone, and their customers. These are all things that you need to be doing research for to make sure that you align with them so that you can get the best out of a brand collaboration if they so choose to work with you, okay? So, this is where we talked about the homework that you need to be doing in Module 2. This is where you need to be doing your research. But position your content to blend. Without copying them, without copying their other athletes, complement the brand's style, right? Do what they would want. Do what some of their athletes are doing if you want to work with this said brand. If they're clean, minimalist, and lifestyle focused, you don't want gritty, hardcore gym selfies everywhere. They're just sell yourself before you pitch. Tag brands naturally in your content. Just be like, yo, just check this brand out. I like it. Tag them like 3, 4, 5 times. You want to be on their radar before you ever say a single thing. You don't just want to come out of the blue and be like, hey, can you please work? Like, no, don't do that. You want to tag them a couple times, comment on a couple of their posts, engage with a couple of their other creators. You want to be on their radar long before you ever approach them. You want their brand manager, whoever manages the page, to like recognize you and be like, oh shit, we know this guy. We've seen him before. So, create a post the brand would want to repost even before you reach out. They might not have access or they might not have rights to your posts, but make sure that they're so good that they want access to your posts. So build familiarity. So when you do DM them and email them, you're not a stranger. This is where I'm talking about. You need to be reaching out to them, tagging them, and actually saying shit before you ever even speak to these guys, okay? Good examples of this would be posting polished motivational fitness routines and pitching to a clean supplement company targeting working with professionals. Bad example of this, be posting screaming hardcore powerlifting videos and pitching to a beauty wellness brand. They're not going to work with you. They're probably not going to respond to you, okay? Another bad example, having random memes and off-brand reposts cluttering your page when pitching to high-end brands. They don't want it. They don't want it. Memes, they don't care about. The only thing they care about is value, okay? Having a sleek and professional, trustworthy looking page that mirrors the brand's aesthetic. Great way to get in contact with them, and they'll say, oh, okay, we'll think about it, right? You're building a bridge, not making brands guess if you're the right fit. If you make them second guess for a second, they're not going to work with you. There's an entire online brand marketplace where they can shop for the right influencer. So I promise you, do not make this any more difficult than it has to be for them, okay? So, with that being said, some actionable items. You need to audit your current Instagram and TikTok, and if you need to archive some shit, do it. Don't delete any posts, by the way. Only archive things. You're going to screw yourself in the long run. So, audit your current Instagram and TikTok portfolio. Does your grid reflect the type of brands you want to attract? The main grid. Your reels, you can do a little bit more of middle of funnel and bottom of funnel content or relationship building, but does your grid, which is the first thing they look at when they scroll down, does it look like something that they want to work with? Does it look like somebody they want to work with, right? Would a brand be confident partnering with you just by scrolling your last 9 posts? The very top of your funnel. Your page is a funnel, okay? And this could be reels, but it's most likely going to be your main grid, okay? TikTok, you have no control over this. So just make sure your TikTok looks good.
choose 2 dream brands, study their social media and the website in detail. This is where you're going to have some more homework. You need to do this part. Write down their brand vibe in 3 to 5 words. Clean, positive, premium, outgoing, bright colors, whatever the case may be. Create 2 pieces of content tailored to their style. Without tagging them yet, post 2 pieces of content that would fit perfectly on their page. You want to get better and better and better at making content before you ever tag them in the first place. So just get better at it, but try to replicate the kind of content that these brands you want to work with would like, okay? Polish your profile, update your profile picture, pin post to make your personal brand deal ready, okay? This is where they'll be looking at your profile and they'll be like, we want to work with this guy. So alignment is going to be your leverage. Leverage is going to be your opportunity. And opportunity is the income. That's where you're going to make some money. Yes, we're doing this for value. Yes, we're doing this because we love making content. But most importantly, you got to make money doing this. Making content is a full-time job, and you're not going to be able to do this consistently if you're not making money from it. So align yourself correctly. Brand alignment is not optional. It's your ticket through the door to actually start making money with these brands. So do your homework again. Do the 4 non-negotiable actionable items. And I'll see you guys in Module 4. Content strategy is very important, and we talk about a lot of different content creation methods, how to get better at speaking on camera, voice fluctuation. We talk about a lot of different stuff. Not only do we prepare you guys with this 26-part module on how to get with these brands, but we have a lot of bonus modules and things that we talk about. We have a lot of information to make sure that you guys have everything that you need in order to create the best content out there, right? What is content strategy, right? So we're gonna get into this. Content strategy is the intentional plan behind what you post. You need to be extremely intentional, right? When you post and why you post, with a clear goal of attracting brand partnerships and the people that they also want. In turn, your ideal customer, ICP. So it's not just about posting more, it's about posting with a purpose. To show brands, you already speak their dream customers. You already speak to the people that they want to, and you are their dream marketing bridge. We talked about the bridge before. You are the bridge between them and their new people. So your content equals marketing material equals your client magnet, their client magnet, right? Why is it important? Builders don't want to brand your content for you, okay? They want to plug into an ecosystem that's already active and growing. You're an investment. You should not be another person that they have to train to make better content, okay? They don't want to do this. So being consistent, strategic, and providing content that they actually like is going to be good. So content that proves you can deliver attention, trust, and influence. These are the 3 things that brands will pay for. This is their investment right here. You. Sloppy random posting is not going to build any trust from brands or even consumers. Just it's not. So being strategic with your posts and instantly builds authority, and the deals are going to flow in. You're going to have more people interested in you. They're probably going to DM you instead of you having to do outreach. So a powerful content strategy that makes brands come to you is being strategic with your posts. A way to master content strategy for brand deals, I'm going to give you 4 little pieces to this playbook, okay? Your content pillars, we talk about this, and I'm going to harp on this and harass you guys about content pillars through and through. Define 3 to 5 themes you will post about consistently. Fitness routines, wellness, product reviews, lifestyle vlogs, maybe it's, something that you do spiritually, whatever the case may be. And I always recommend having a series. Everybody has a favorite TV show that they like to watch because they want to see the updates and the progression of the characters and whatever the case may be. So I always throw in having a series. Like for me, it's my calisthenics series. This is just what I do. These pillars should align with the brands you want to attract, okay? Brand attracting content formats would be a good mix between these couple of things. Educational, how do you do this? Relatable, a day in the life as me. Authority, building and showcasing your transformations and results, which is basically what I have done in getting brand retainers and helping other people do exactly the same. Product service integrations is smooth mentions and real content. So it's like a regular video that you would do. Like me right now, I'm currently filming videos for my business and I don't have enough time to actually eat, so I use this protein shake. The reason it's a vegan protein shake and the reason I use this brand
is simply because it's vegan. I'm allergic to eggs, milk, and soy. I cannot eat any of that shit. And this is one of the only brands that doesn't taste like straight grit. And that's how you could very easily and naturally throw a brand into your content. I just did it just right there. And you would have never known, but that could be popped into a YouTube video anytime. And brand retainers in long form content in YouTube videos pay big bags. So, very important you learn how to do this. Consistency over perfection. Brands care more about frequency and trust than perfection. If you are focused on being picture perfect, you're not going to make any money, you're not going to get any views, you're not going to get any posts up. Don't be like this. Me and my business partner David, we were always so focused on perfection. People will watch the video and forget about it in probably about 5 minutes. So unless you really resonate with them and they come back and watch your content again, it's really not going to matter. Being a perfectionist is going to make sure that you don't get any posts out. It's going to make sure you don't get any brand deals. So frequency and trust over perfection. Just post it, bro. Aim for 3 to 5 high quality pieces of content per week at absolute minimum. I prefer 2 pieces of content a day. 1 talking head piece of content because it's super easy to do. You can do it in 60 seconds, throw some text over it and have TikTok generate auto captions. And 2, top of funnel content, viral content, a couple of clips with a quote over it, whatever the case may be. I don't want you to do this, but I want you to put viral content out and I want you to put mid to funnel content out. Next, we have CTAs for brands and the audience, and some posts naturally with some call to actions. So CTA, call to action. This is why I trust this type of supplement. This is why I trust Owen for recovery, because they're not going to fucking kill me and it's a vegan supplement. And then another one is tag a friend who needs to see this, who needs to try this workout. Tag another friend who needs this to learn how to use their core properly, or whatever the case may be. So create momentum and show you're an engagement generator. If you can create engagement, if you can transfer people to do something and take action, this is what brands want to see. Brands, they don't really care about views unless you can do something with the views, okay? Some examples of this for weak content would be random workouts, funny memes, and occasional gym selfies. Nobody cares about this, okay? Please, please, please don't do this. Don't go the Alex Eubank route and think that your physique is going to be enough, because it's not. And 1 to 2 posts a month with no real theme. This is going to get you absolutely jack squat, okay? Clear fitness routines for busy professionals, wellness, product highlights, testimonials, posts, lifestyle vlogs showing brand aligned lifestyle. These are some examples of very good posts. And some consistency and trust builders, 3 to 5 posts a week, hitting consistent pillars, fitness, nutrition, wellness, tools, life hacks, all this stuff. Providing consistent value, right? This is what they want to see. So, strategic content makes you look like a brand's investment, not just a creator begging for deals. You don't want to be this guy. They're going to blacklist the shit out of you, okay? So some actionable items moving forward in this module. And again, write this down or download this and switch this out. But define your 3 to 5 content pillars. Write them out clearly. We talk about these 3 to 5 content pillars. What are you going to post about every week and every day? What is it going to be? What's going to build your brand, right? Do this. This is very important. We've talked about this multiple times. Stick to them for at least 90% of your posts. You can do some off posts. You can do some off-brand posts. Maybe there's an event happening. Maybe it's somebody's birthday. You can do this, but it's okay. Map out 1 month of content ideas. So brainstorm 20 to 30. I know I have 12 to 20, but I know that you can do 30. So every day, post every day, okay? I know that you can do it. So do 30 pieces of content that is going to fit your content pillars. If you need to use ChatGPT, use ChatGPT. It's perfectly fine. Commit to posting schedule. So I want you to post 3 to 5 times per week minimum. Very minimum. I want you to post once a day. The weekends, it's still a good time to post. I don't care what people say where they say, nobody's on their phone on the weekend. I don't care. People are on their phone on the weekend. I'm on my phone on the weekend, okay? Block it on your calendar like it's a non-negotiable meeting. Like you have an interview, you have to be somewhere. Put it on your Google Calendar what you have to do. The same way that you guys show up to the group calls, the same way that you guys show up to your one-on-ones. Put a time block on your calendar that you're going to create, post, and engage. It's non-negotiable. It's absolutely mandatory. This is what you guys have to do to be successful. 4, analyze 3 creators that are crushing it, preferably from the brands that you want to work with, right? Pick 3 creators you admire who land brand deals, or they're sponsored athletes, or they work with the brands already.
Pick them and analyze them. Study how consistent and strategic their content is. Model it, don't copy it. Like I said, take pieces from it, take ideas from it, and mimic it, but do not copy and paste it, okay? They will see and they will not like that. They want different people, different faces. They just don't want you to copy shit because that proves that you really can't produce anything new. So they would just stick with the one that they have. Listen, guys, consistency compounds, strategy accelerates your results, and together they attract a lot of money, whether it's brand money, whether it's creator program earning money. Either way, you are the media company, so you need to treat your page like it and you need to treat your content like it. This is what you need to do for your content strategy. There's a lot of bonus modules talking about the different things and how to make better content, so definitely watch those and rewatch this if you need to. But this is the strategy that you really need to go into this with. And I'm not going to bore you guys to death talking about this because there's a million other modules about content, but let's get into Module 5. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, boys, so we're going to do my favorite module today, creating high-quality content. We're going to be going over what high-quality content is and how exactly you can do it, make it, produce it on a consistent basis without cooking yourself. So, firstly, what is high-quality content, right? High-quality content is not about having the best camera, first of all. That's the biggest thing. High-quality content, your phone can literally make 4K videos in 60 FPS, gray, A-log, S-log, whatever the case may be. You can color grade it. Your phone is a fucking supercomputer, so that's the first thing. You do not need any crazy cameras like what we have over there. You don't need a $5,000 camera. You can make it from your phone. So it's truly about presenting yourself and the brand in a way that builds instant trust with both your audience and the companies you work with. Quality is the feeling that your content gives off. Remember, if you guys go into marketing, if you guys go into branding, they always talk about you're selling the feeling. Nike, you're selling the feeling. Different luxury clothing brands, you're selling them the feeling. Anybody can go to Alibaba and get this, luxury crap off of that website and reproduce the product. It's not necessarily the product that people are buying. It's the feeling that comes with the product, the status that comes with the product. You're selling a feeling. So, an example of this person is serious, professional, trustworthy, and ready for business. If it looks premium, it commands premium deals. If you guys are posting crappy 420 content that you're recording on your iPod from 2006, nobody's going to want to work with you. I'm sorry, that's just the nature of they want to have high quality stuff. Most people have a phone that has a high definition screen. That doesn't mean 4K. High definition HD is 1080 by 720. So why is this important? Brands are staking their reputation on you. If you're representing a brand or a product, they want it to be good. With that being said, they don't want low effort, blurry, poorly thought out posts. There's a great example of this. I don't remember the name of the guy, but I'm going to put him on the screen for this video so you can see it. They paid him $2,000 to do a bidet video.
Wow! 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 Wow!
He sent the crappiest video ever. The business owner was going back and forth with this guy for almost 2 weeks. Couldn't get the quality of video that he wanted out, but this kid had over 7 million followers. And it just was a horrible example, and it was a horrible brand deal. It was rough. So, examples could be on the screen right now. Either way, first impressions matter. Brands judge you in the first 3 seconds of seeing your page, which is why we talk about page setup, as well as high quality content positions you as an investment, not a risk. You want brands to be like, no brainer, this guy's got good quality content, everything's light, fits our vibe, he's not representing himself horribly, we want to work with this guy. So, if it builds subconscious trust, you're already in the door, bro. You're already in the door. So, if they take care of their personal brand, they will take care of us too, is the thought process behind this. With high quality content equals high perceived value, and that equals higher pay. If you're high value, you get paid more. So, how to master creating high quality content. Here are 4 parts to this checklist that you can do to make amazingly high quality content if you're new to content. Or if you're not new to content, I'm still learning about creating content myself and getting better every single day. Strong visuals is always important. We're looking at a screen, so please don't ignore this part. Use good lighting, natural light, or simple ring light can make a huge difference. Like, let's go ahead and do this right quick. I'm just going to show you guys opening up my blinds. I can already tell it's golden hour right now, so I'm going to look like an absolute fucking Egyptian god. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So, natural lighting, very important. Use clean, uncluttered backgrounds. try to make sure your background is aesthetic. You don't have to be like a god of setting up lights and key light, hair light, all that. You don't have to be Iman Godzi. But making sure that it's clean, and if you need to, record videos in the beginning of the day and the end of the day with golden hour and morning sunlight. Just do that. Use clean backgrounds. Frame yourself well. There's grid lines. I'm right in the middle of the grid lines, and we show you how to do this with your iPhone. There are literally grid lines that you can record with. So if you look, there's literally grids on the phone. Keep yourself in the middle of the grid. It's very easy to do, very simple. Make things easy for yourself. Turn this setting on if you don't have it. Now, clean audio. If you're speaking, make sure it's clear and crisp. AirPods mic is better than messy phone mic in a noisy room. Hopefully you guys can't hear this fan in the background. I have a cat filter on this mic, so hopefully it helps. As well as we use, I don't know if you can see it, but we have a lot of the actual podcast microphones that we use for our podcast. We do not use the microphone on top of the camera. It's just not good enough for what we're trying to produce. So if you can, invest in this. If you can't, invest in a little $7 microphone that has AI condensing built into it off of TikTok for $7. It's very fucking easy, very simple. But invest in yourself if you want these companies to invest in you. So, good audio matters more than a good video. I know that you guys probably hate ASMR as much as I do. It's really fucking annoying, and nobody else wants to hear it either. Clear messaging is very important. Get to the point quickly. We jumped right into this video. We're going to jump into all the modules because it's very important that I don't waste your time and you don't waste anybody else's time. Make sure that every piece of content has one clear message, not 3 topics crammed into one post trying to splurge everything all over the audience, okay? Brand ready presentation. Make your videos and every post feel shareable by brands you want to work with. Shares are obviously one of the most important metrics on the platforms. The algorithm's looking for it. People are looking for it. You obviously want one person to share it with one friend or one group of friends or multiple friends. That's just how it is. Shareable content is the best content. So try to aim to make your content shareable, valuable, funny, whatever the case may be. A polished look and even a casual polish makes brands think, we could repost this immediately. This is good stuff. We want to use this. And you get paid for the piece of content, you get paid to promote the piece of content, and then you get paid for them pushing and using the content as an ad. And then you get paid commissions from that ad. So, try to make the best quality content that brands want to use. An example of low quality content. Dark gym selfies with blurry phone workouts and clips just screaming into the mic like a buffoon. Don't do this, okay? A high quality piece of content example would be well lit fitness videos showing an exercise with tips, clean product integrations, smooth voiceovers or captions. You don't have to go crazy. TikTok and CapCut both automatically do this for you, so take advantage of that. Another example of low quality content would be random talking rant in your car. Granted, Sam Sulek took this and he said, no, actually, I have a 4K camera and I'm going to deliver raw value. That's very different from you just having the camera under your chin talking to it like an absolute buffoon. Don't do that. A actual good piece of quality content that you could do is a clear, punchy, 30-second clip educating or inspiring your audience with polished visuals, which is basically what Sam Sulek did. As well as Sam Millsap, he does this a lot as well. It doesn't have to be crazy, but make sure it's in good lighting and make sure you get straight to the point and you don't waste anybody's time. High quality content is not about expensive gear by no means, it's about intention. So keep it polished and respect your brand as well as the brands you want to work with. So an actionable item list for you going into the next module. Audit your last 9 posts and ask yourself, would you feel confident sending them to a brand manager today? Would you actually do it? Like take a second to look at it and ask yourself that, okay? Which ones look brand ready and which ones do not? Double down on the ones that do, because you want more chances, more lottery tickets to actually work with these brands, I promise you. Upgrade your setup if you need to. Get a cheap tripod and basic lighting if needed. You can get all this stuff from TikTok Shop or utilize the Flip program that we have integrated into Aesthetic Academics, which is literally so you get paid to learn and get all of your gear for 100% free from getting paid to learn how to make content. Clean up your filming space. Backgrounds matter. Try to be cautious and try to be actually aware of the places that you're recording in. If you're recording in the gym, you can't really help that, but find a nice corner with nice lighting or whatever the case may be. So practice high quality reels. Record 3 sample short form reels focusing on lighting, clarity, and messaging. This is very important. 4, study 3 creators with clean content, model their lighting, framing, editing style without losing your authentic side of things, but you want to mimic and model what is already working with the touch that is you. That's very, very important. So, presentation is persuasion. If you show up polished, you will show up and get paid. You're not just creating content, you're creating your resume and you're creating your portfolio for these brands to see. So that is what you need to do in order to create high quality content on a consistent basis without cooking yourself. Obviously, there's a lot more details that go into this, which is why we teach you guys everything about it. Either way, these are the basics, and we're going to roll right into Module 6. So I'll see you guys there.
Brand boxes.
That's staying in.
This rude motherfucker puts his boxes everywhere.
That's staying in there. So, Module 6, consistency and authenticity. You guys need to truly... Consistency, number one, and authenticity should be very easy because from the very beginning, I try to really harp on you guys about don't get addicted to the views because in the beginning, you will not get views being authentic because nobody cares who you are. Nobody cares. They don't know you. They don't know if you're valuable. They don't know if you provide value. And this isn't to sound like a dick. This is just to say in the beginning, if nobody knows who you are, you just need to show up consistently and show people that you show up consistently. You're not on the internet for a quick buck, but you need to stay authentic and you need to do some stuff to get some views and you have to do a little bit of everything. So, what is consistency and authenticity? Consistency is going to be you showing up repeatedly, not when it's convenient, but when it's necessary, and people need you every single day. They're going to need you more than you need. Authenticity is showing up as you, not as a copy of somebody else. So, together, they build trust, loyalty, and long-term brand relationships with people that really want you, love you, trust you, know you, like you. Consistency gets you noticed, guys. Authenticity gets you remembered. It's very important that you remember this, right? Why is it important, though? Why do you have to do this? Why can't you just get millions of views and call it a day? Well, brands want creators who are reliable, not a hot 1 week and ghosted the next week. They just can't do this. Brands are here every day. They're trying to get sales every day. They want new customers every day. They don't want the revolving door crap. They want consistent, reliable creators, marketing. They want to know what they're getting every single time. So, if you're not consistent, your audience won't trust you, and neither will brands. So this is why this is important to begin with. And if you're not authentic, even with perfect content, people feel disconnected, and they just won't engage because you're going to be like every single other creator, or you're going to feel like a robot. It's already hard enough to create content and connect with people on the other side of a screen. So having this authenticity and having a story that people can follow is going to be very helpful for you not only getting brand deals, but growing your personal brand in general. Consistency plus authenticity is going to equal authority, right? Deals come to the creators who show up the most and show the most real content and themselves. So how to master consistency and authenticity is very, very important. The 4-step roadmap that I want you to take a look at when it comes to doing this is commit to a content rhythm, choose a realistic posting schedule that's not going to cook you. If you can post 1 time a day, please do that. In the beginning, to grow as fast as possible, we recommend that you post 3 to 5 times a day. But if this just is not possible, to create quality content consistently that you don't look and show up absolutely exhausted every day, 1 time a day is perfectly fine. That's where I started. Treat it like a non-negotiable business appointment because it actually is. This is a business in the beginning, and it's like working a job. Creating content's not easy. It's not going to be fast, but it is a job. So I need you guys to treat it like that, and I need you to treat it like you're going to get paid, because especially if you utilize the Flip program that we have, you're going to get paid from day one, from learning how to create content. It's like getting paid. I mean, you guys joined and invested in this mentorship so you could learn how to, but you're just going to make your money back almost immediately. So tell real stories, share real lessons, real struggles, and real wins that you have had in your life. Brands are partnering with people, not robots. I've seen plenty of AI robot brands on the internet. Nobody likes them, works with them, cares about them. They just don't. Vulnerability will go a long way when used intentionally and builds deep audience trust because people want to feel like they can connect to you. Nobody can actually connect with Andrew Tate or relate with him. Barely anybody on the internet can anyway. And people want to learn what he knows, but they do not feel as though they can relate to him because they simply cannot. But the story of him going from absolutely broken, having nothing whatsoever, and working his way to the top is relatable because there's a lot of young guys who are at the bottom who are trying to get to the top. Him showing that he can do it, growing up in the worst part of London, making it out, it's just motivation, hope, inspo for the people that want to do that as well. So, stay on brand though. Authentic doesn't mean overshare everything. I don't. I'm a very private person. I don't overshare everything, but I do share what is necessary. I do share clearly what we're doing, what we're working on, and how I can actually help you guys. What it does mean is staying true to your brand, your tone, and your audience's expectations of who you are and how you generally show up on camera. Be the real you who also serves a purpose. Trust the long game, bro. But one thing to say on the real you and what the real you serves a purpose. I used to create gaming content. With that, we simply just used to post montages of us raging, screaming, doing stupid shit in the game. It was a lot of fun, and people came back to watch those because it was real reactions to me dying. It was real reactions to us fucking up in the game, and you know, everybody's reacting, laughing, dude, you fucked up, now we have to restart the whole level, whatever the case may be. People loved that shit, and that was an authentic share that got a lot of engagement every single time. People liked it, they related to it. People also fucked up in games, and people also had funny moments with their boys. But it's always fun that when you're away from the game, or you can't play the game, or you're at school or on the bus or whatever the case may be, you can watch other people do it, try what other people are doing. Either way, long story short, try to keep it authentic and just share the real you. That served a purpose. It was pure entertainment. Trust the long game, bro. I promise you, this works. Consistency is not sexy in the short term, but 3 months from now, the brands will trust you. 6 months from now, your audience will be loyal as fuck and buy anything from you. And 1 year from now, you'll have inbound opportunities that you can't even see yet, that you can't control. You'll have so many people hitting you up asking you to do shit. You'll be like, how the fuck and who the fuck am I going to go with, right? That's what we want for you. That's what you're going to get if you do every single thing that we tell you to do. Some examples of this, of inconsistency and fake shit. Posting motivational reels for a week and then vanishing for a month. Don't do that shit. Nobody's going to follow you. Nobody's going to like you. And also your account's just going to die and get a really bad social credibility score. Another example is pretending to love a product just for the check. Do not get a product and have the wrap on it and say that you love it when you've never even fucking used it, okay? The only reason I got a brand deal with Lonnie, they don't actually sponsor men like that, but I did get a brand deal with them. The only reason I did is because in almost every single video, me and my woman are just drinking Alani. In the car videos, she opens them up, I have them all the time. They're just always around because I did have a sponsorship with Celsius, absolutely made my face break out, and it was rough. It was rough. But I do drink a lot of Alani just because it works. It's 300 milligrams of caffeine. It is clean, and the formula is simple. It has European regulations on it, not American FDA regulations with a bunch of crap in it. So that is an example of a good way to represent a product. Don't have a product, still closed, and promoting it. That's you look stupid, okay? I never bought from those people, and I always thought they looked stupid even before I got into this. But consistent and authentic, posting 3 to 5 times a week, even when life gets busy. Sometimes you need to batch make content. All the time you should be batch making content, but sometimes you just can't do it. Another good example of this, genuinely using and showing products that you would recommend. Like the Alani, like the cameras, like the grass wall that I have. All these different things I use, and I actually use them. I did not just put up one time and then I get rid of them. So remember that. Authentic consistency compounds like absolutely crazy, bro. And brands can feel the difference. Humans have a very innate built-in feeling when they're being BS. Their BS sensor goes off, so don't activate that. Just be you, bro. Talk real. Be completely real. Be raw. I'm not saying be effortless. I'm saying be raw and be real, dog. So set your non-negotiable posting schedules. Pick your day and time. Stick to it no matter what. Put it on the calendar and batch make content if absolutely necessary. Write down your 3 authentic content values. What values must every single post reflect? Whether it's honesty, education, empowerment, motivation, whatever the case may be, right? Another thing, audit your own content and journal if you need to. A lot of people say it sounds gay. It doesn't sound gay. It's okay to journal because it's very hard to keep track of every single KPI and every single thing you've done throughout the month. And it's very hard to review all of it if it's just in your head. So write it down. Write down what you did every day. And you don't have to write anything else. Just write down what you did. And then the next day, write down what you want to do. Or write down what you want to do before you go to sleep every night. And then the next day, write down everything you did and see if you did everything that you were supposed to do, that you knew you were supposed to do the previous day. This has helped me tremendously to actually get things done. So, are you telling your story? And are you trying to mimic others too much? Be real about these things, okay? Commit to 90 days of showing up, and realistically, you guys have to show up 180 days because this is a 180-day roadmap, and I expect you to go all the way through with this, especially if you invested in this. So, there's no excuses. No perfection is necessary. Just presence, realness, and results, okay? The creators who are going to win are the ones that show up, especially when they do not feel like it. Stay real, stay present, stay consistent. Brands will notice, your people will notice, your tribe will notice, and you will notice the results compounding over time. So do these few things. This is why consistency and authenticity is absolutely fucking necessary in every single scenario of your life, not just content creation. But this is what I have for you for Module 6. Let's go ahead, roll into Module 7, and I'll see you guys there. Okay? This is really zoomed in on my face. We're going to zoom this shit out a little bit. Visual branding is important for a couple of reasons, but visual branding is how your page feels at a first glance. Whether you're using the same colors repetitively, whether you're doing the same post, the same type of post, music, whatever the case may be, your visual branding, when somebody clicks on your page and they immediately look at it, what the fuck do they feel? Is it all black? Is it all warm? Do you use cool color grades? Are you always in the tropics? There's a lot of different ways to actually go about this and what your visual branding is. So with that being said, it's the colors, the fonts, images, layouts, the vibe, the instantly communicated who you are to the people that are visiting your page, your profile visits. Shows what you stand for and what type of brands that you want to attract, right? Your visual identity is the handshake to the online world. When people click on your profile, they're like, oh, I know exactly who this guy is. He's a tropic dude, he's got long hair, looks like Tarzan, bright colors, very aesthetic. Look, it's a Lambo. Look, he's traveling again. Look, he's laughing with his friends and family, having a good time. Lifestyle screams in your face what you do immediately, right? Not everybody's gonna have that. My page used to be nothing but gym content. It used to be nothing but look at me, I'm shredded, my veins are popping, look at these weights. That's what it used to be, now it's changed. So, before people read your bio or captions, they judge your brand solely on the look. Pictures are much easier to interpret than reading a bunch of stupid facts that nobody cares about. Why is this important? Brands want to partner with creators who have a very clear and recognizable aesthetic. Hence why we are called aesthetic academics. We are academically teaching you to build the most aesthetic lifestyle, body, physique, and life that you could possibly have. That's why I named it aesthetic academics. I always say, your life is a movie, and you get to dictate how that movie turns out. Hence the name. Either way, a clean, consistent look builds brands faster. It builds trust faster. People trust what looks polished and intentional. They are not going to trust you posting up to a Lamborghini with some crappy phone that you got in India. Don't do it, okay? Be intentional and just make sure it's quality, please. Like I said, you can get an iPhone 10 that came out 10 years ago and take high quality pictures. Just learn the settings, please. I beg of you. If your visual branding is messy, inconsistent, or confusing, brands will assume your work with them would be too. So don't do this. Great visuals equal higher perceived authority, and this equals bigger brand deals in general. If you're a cinematographer, you can get deals with Nat Geo. If you're simply posting with your phone, you might get some deals with, smaller brands, lifting belts, some supplements, stuff like that. Just depends on who you are, what you do, and what you're capable of doing. Brands pay premium prices for premium perception. So how to master visual branding? Let's talk about it. Here are the 4 phases that you need to follow. 4 phases, okay? We always keep these modules simple. I don't want to overload you with information, but this is very important for you to know. Define your brand colors and style. Pick 2 to 4 colors that represent your brand. Example of this for me is I've always chosen warm colors. It just goes with my undertone of my skin, which is like an orange color, orange hue. Everybody fucking hates it. They think I make them look orange. Little do they know, I'm just following what works for me personally. Enhancing the warm brand color for me makes my skin look warmer, it makes it look healthier, it makes it look better. Not to mention, I personally am not a fan of sterile blue images. It also cuts the saturation. I up the saturation. I up the warmth, and I up the sharpness and the contrast. All 4 of those settings I always turn up in my videos and pictures. That's what I do. Stick to these across all of your pages, stories, and highlights, okay? Clean up your grid. Use the same 2 to 3 fonts or text styles. Stick to a similar filter, tones, or color grading, which is why we give you guys color grading presets. This is very helpful. Create breathing room. Don't cram too much text, clutter random images. Break up your text. I don't care if it's through swipe throughs. I don't care if you're breaking up your text and your captions with periods and dots. Just make it chunks. Make it bite-sized. The same way that I make this bite-sized for you guys, do the same thing for your audience. We're not trying to overwhelm people because this is not English class, okay? We want people to be able to consume your content easily. Make it as easy as possible. Make sure dum-dums can get this. So, invest in visuals. Upgrade your camera when you can. You can go finance a fucking phone for $30 a month. It's not going to kill you. I promise it's not going to kill you. Finance it and make better content. You can get a $1,600 phone for $30 a month, okay? It has 4K, 120 FPS, A-log, absolutely incredible camera, okay? Just as good as this camera, if I'm being completely honest. Just the field of depth is the only difference. Improve lighting, editing apps, thumbnails, and cover images when you can. Better visuals equal a much stronger first impression. So take this note. Visual consistency equals brand trust. Even your casual post should feel intentional. Every post is a billboard for your brand's reputation. Keep this in mind. Examples of messy branding would be random colors, random text, messy grid full of memes and low quality photos that nobody gives a damn about, okay? No cover photos on reels and random screenshots as posts is absolutely fucking horrible. Now, no cover photos on reels. I'm not going to harp on you too much about this if you're posting 10 to 20 times a day. But if you're posting once a day, look for a cover photo. But for people like me, for people like Sam Millsap, for people that are posting 20 times a day, this is a little bit less important because you're going for a hard volume push. If you're doing this, congratulations, you're on your way. But if you're not doing this, put a little bit more quality and effort into making your page and your Reels grid look better, okay? So, consistency in tone and clean visuals, predictable style that fits a brand's professional standards is an example of a strong branding format. Clean covers, polished photos, and an organized grid tells a very visual story. An example of this, we're going to open my page right now. Every single time I post 5 aesthetic lifestyle photos, and then I have something that is a black quote that breaks up all of my posts. Alright, so obviously this isn't working. I'm just going to put a screen recording up on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Either way, this person's feed looks better than some of ours is what you want to make the brand think. You want them to be like, holy shit, who is this guy? We want this guy, okay? That's what you want. So some actionable items going in to this next module. Pick your 2 to 4 brand colors and write them down. Like I said, I do warmth, I do contrast, I sharpen it up, and I turn that saturation up. That's what I do. Pick yours. Use them consistently in all of your posts, stories, and highlights. This is very, very important. Always audit your Instagram and TikTok grid. Would a brand feel trust seeing it? Is there a visual theme or is it chaotic? Okay, be honest about this. Choose your fonts and filters, choose them wisely, and put them into a folder on your computer that's very easy to access, or a folder on your phone, or if you have Apple, it's highly integrated and you can access the same files on both. Do that. We put everything in one place so it's very easy for you to reach, okay? Create a visual mood board. Save 10 to 15 posts from creators whose aesthetic you absolutely admire. Model their clarity and consistency, and your brand should look fire. Keep it valuable, and it will look as valuable as the deals that you're trying to attract. Because when you're representing these brands, you need to represent them in a very positive, clean, aesthetic, promotable way. So, invest in your look, and I promise you, it always pays off. This is what I have for you for visual branding, and I will go ahead and I will see you guys in Module 8. Module 8 is going to be engagement tactics. Now, I know that this sounds scammy, but it's not. It's called a tactic because this is what you need to do. There's tactics in war, there's tactics for views, there's tactics in order to be more efficient creating content. So, what are engagement tactics, right? Engagement tactics are the intentional strategies that you use to connect with your audience and the brands that you want to work with. It simply is not enough to just post, okay? It's not enough. Don't post and think that you're gonna go crazy. You have to start conversations, build relationships, stay visual, and stay on their radar. You need to be intentional with every single thing that you're doing. So attention opens the door, but engagement gets you invited inside, okay? You can't just open the door to a party and just stare at everybody and just, you guys invite me? Like, don't do that, okay? Brands pay for influence, not just followers. A creator with 1,000 highly engaged followers is often worth more than one with 100,000 ghost followers, okay? The more active your community is, the easier it is to pitch yourself as a value to brands. Brands watch how you engage, not just how you post. Real engagement shows brands you can move people, not just entertain them. So how to master engagement tactics. Here's a 4-move playbook that you can do on a daily basis. You can add these to your non-negotiable whiteboard, okay? Engagement before anything. Comment on brands' pages. Interact with their posts. Likes, saves, shares. This builds goodwill, so when you pitch yourself, you're already familiar to them and their brand managers. Treat every comment like a piece of gold. Respond thoughtfully to every comment. Respond with video comments, bro. Create a conversation, not just a fire emoji or a heart or whatever. Just don't do a generic reply. Nobody cares, okay? Brands love to create who nurture their audience. Slide into the DMs with value. Message brands with compliments, insights, or ideas, not just can you sponsor me. There's people that hit me up all the time and they say, can you show me how to make brands want to work with me? No, nobody's gonna want to work with you out of nowhere. You need to show brands that you are valuable to be working with, okay? This is what you need to understand. An example, I loved your recent launch. I had a creative idea that might help showcase it more organically. I would love to share it. They might say yes. They might say fuck off. They might say, we're not looking for help right now, but we'll keep you in mind. An example of this, when I was at 50,000 followers and I just left Raw Gear, I went to Young LA and I said, hey, I would love to work with you guys. I just left Raw Gear and I feel like I have a lot of value to add to your team. And they said, sure, can you share your stats? And I said, sure, and I sent it to them. I was getting like 30 million views a month. And they said, we're not currently looking for new athletes right now. I was like, cool, I appreciate you taking the time to take a look. Let me know if you guys are looking in the future. Later that year, I was at 100,000 followers. I was getting 100 million views a month. They came back to me and said, hey, just following up on our last conversation, would you like to work with us? I said, no, thank you. Already working with Gymshark. I appreciate the offer. I'll let you guys know what's up. I already got turned down once. I already knew that I was growing fast. They didn't see the value. So this is what I'm talking about. But also be respectful when you're talking to brands, because you don't want to burn a bridge. Who knows? I might go back to Young LA one day. I could have just said fuck off, but I didn't. I said no, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm already with somebody else. Be respectful, okay? Don't burn bridges. So ask for micro engagements. Use call to actions, CTAs. Which one would you pick? Tag a gym partner who would love this and save this for your next workout. These are all metrics that the algorithm and these brands are looking for. More engagement equals more algorithm love equals more brand visibility, okay? Some good examples and bad examples. Let's go over the first ones that suck, the weak engagement. Ignoring comments like random posts without a plan or DMing brands asking for deals is stupid. Don't do it. Posting and ghosting, no replies, no conversation, absolutely horrible. Don't do this either. Some strong engagement tactics would be thoughtful comments, start conversations, valuable DMs. Supporting brands before pitching are all great examples of strong engagement. Staying active after posting, sparking real conversations in the comments and stories, harassing people, trolling, whatever the case may be. These are forms of real engagement, okay? Brands feel when somebody is part of a culture versus somebody who's just trying to leech. They know, they've been doing this for a long time, and not all brands are fantastic. I'm going to tell you right now, some brands will try to do this to you, so you also need to be wary of this, which we talk about later, not getting taken advantage of. But we're showing you what you need to do in order to get with the brands that you want to get with first. And I'm hoping that you have good judgment when it comes to reaching out to people. So some actionable items going in to the next week. Start a daily engagement routine. Comment to 10 brands per day, 10 audience replies per day, and 3 brand DMs per week adding value. Not pitching, just adding value. Hey, I thought this campaign was great. Hey, I thought this product was great. Hey, I ordered this product and the stitching was pretty bad. I think that you guys should take a look at this so that more people don't have this issue. Give feedback and be transparent, okay? Pick 3 target brands to nurture. Turn on post notifications. Support their posts for the next 30 days before reaching out. Be on their fucking radar. Make sure that they know that you're there before you say anything to them, okay? Plan 5 engagement CTAs for your next post. Design posts that invite comments, shares, or saves. Invite, don't just post and say, everybody like my shit, because nobody's going to like your shit if you do that, okay? Track engagement, growth weekly. Check your KPIs. Watch your average comments, DMs, saves. Go over the next 30 days. It's going to go up in 30 days. I promise you, if you do all of these things, it will go up, and your revenue will also go up. So, the most valuable creators are not the loudest, they're the most connected. So move people, move brands, and you move your income. Do these things, and I promise you, you'll see more engagement, you'll see more money, you'll see more brands, and you'll see more conversations in your DMs. Either way, this is what you need to do for engagement tactics. I do hope this was helpful. Either way, I will see you guys in the next module. Now, building your portfolio is highly underlooked, and we actually use quite a few different tools to make sure that you can do this properly, quickly, efficiently, and professionally. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into this one because this is actually gonna be very, very important to start making you money from day one. When it comes to building your portfolio, let's talk about it. What is your portfolio? Your portfolio is a curated collection of your best content, collaborations, brand relevant assets designed to show a brand what you are capable of and that you are actually a perfect fit for the brand. So when it comes to this, it is literally your resume in the actual creator economy. You don't ask brands for deals. You show them why you are already worth it and why you'd be a good investment. We talked about this earlier. You are an investment to these brands, so it would be best that you actually show up and you show them that their investment is going to be worth it and it's not going to be a risk. So why is this important? Brands don't want to dig through your entire feed to figure out if you're a good fit. A clean, professional portfolio makes you look organized, trustworthy, and deal ready. First impressions matter. A strong portfolio is going to make this brand's decision a lot easier. We talk about this. You want to make this a no-brainer for these brands. No portfolio is going to be more back and forth questions, missed deals, time, uncertainty. But basically, you're missing the sale. You're missing the pitch if you don't have this portfolio ready to go. If you already don't have crazy proof, it's not going to help you in the long run. So a great portfolio moves you from a random DM to a serious opportunity that brands are actually going to look into, talk about, and take it back to their team and ultimately decide if they even want to work with you. So, how to master building your portfolio. Here is a little bit of things that I would do if I were you. Create a clean Google Drive folder, name it professionally, have the file paths, which is some nerdy shit that we talk about, but file paths is very important to make it as easy as possible for them to find you. Name of the portfolio, the dates on it, the month that it was created, the day that it was created, or the week. You don't have to get super crazy with this, but the more professional and the more precise, the more they're going to love working with you. They love professionalism and clean, easy to find, easy to work with. So, inside the folder, top content examples, a short bio about the section, a case study if you have them, as well as audience insights if they ask for it. You don't have to have this, but it's very helpful, especially if you update this on a monthly basis, as well as you can just take your tracker that you have the Notion template for. That will also help you a lot. Select your best work, 5 to 10 strong pieces of content max. Ultimately, pick your top 10 that have performed or your top 10 that are super clean and super nice that you actually like. This will continue to get updated as you get better at making content. Focus on posts that showcase your visually and quality. You just want to make sure that it looks good. Make sure that it fits the brand's vibes, the audience engagement, whatever the case may be. All of these are good. Just focus on posts that actually align with the brands that you want to work with and put these in that portfolio. Quality over quantity. Every piece should scream, this is why you should hire me. Not, I have a shit ton of pieces. They don't care about how many, they care about how good they are. So, write a 2 to 3 sentence bio, who you are, what niche you dominate, and what you help brands achieve. What is the outcome that you're helping them achieve? Do they want more sales? Do they want more awareness? Are they trying to showcase a new product? What is it that you're actually helping brands with? An example of this would be, I'm a fitness-focused creator helping wellness brands connect with busy professionals looking for high-performance lifestyles. So, keep this updated. As you grow, keep adding better content and removing outdated examples or pieces of content that just aren't good anymore. Your portfolio should evolve with your skills and the new brands that you work with. Some good examples and bad examples. A weak portfolio would be 30 random screenshots, mixed formats, and no clear organization whatsoever. A messy Dropbox link that you send at the last second is also a really shitty version of a portfolio. Don't do this. Please don't do this. You're not going to get any brands to do this, okay? Great example of a strong portfolio would be a clean Google Drive folder, top, 8 to 10 pieces of content, polished videos, professional, short bio, and optional audience stats if you want to include it. If you don't have an audience set, it's perfectly fine to just have the content in there. They want to see that you make good content. Some brands just want UGC content that they can run as an ad. A ready-to-send Drive link that you attach to every outreach email with confidence is going to do wonders for you, okay? So, polish, professionalism, and this will equal paychecks. If you do these things, that will get you paid very, very quickly. Some actionable items is to set up your portfolio in your folder. And, another one, select your top 8 to 10 pieces of content, focus on high quality brand aligned posts, write your 3-sentence bio. You want to have your 3-sentence bio. It's very important. Simple, clean, brand focused. Then add a short intro note at the top if you want. Thank you for considering my portfolio. Excited to collaborate with you and help bring your brand visuals to life, or your brand vision, whatever the case may be. Sometimes they just want visuals, and sometimes they want to make you part of their brand. Create a bookmark for easy access. Save the link. You'll be attaching it to emails, DMs, and pitches moving forward. So this is what you need to do. Keep in mind, amateurs are the ones who beg for brand deals. You don't want to do this. You want to pitch yourself to them. You want to sell yourself to them. You want to show them that you are a good investment. Professionalism presents proof. Your portfolio is proof. Build it like you are already doing these deals. This is why we talk a lot about flip. If you currently don't have any products that you feel are, worth doing, or if you don't feel if you have any products that people want, then flip is where you take advantage of every single thing possible. From getting free products, from generating your first dollars online, building instant confidence, testing the market, seeing what people actually like, what they don't like, what people are reviewing, what's popular, what's popping. A lot of the products from TikTok actually get put on Flip, and then you can do reviews on Flip or TikTok, get sales from both, and the sales really don't matter. What it really matters is you making, creating, and shooting better and better content every single time. So that's how you're going to do this. We talk about Flip as a completely different modules, but this is exactly what you need to do for Module 9, building your portfolio. Very simple. A lot of this seems very simple because it is. It is just that easy. Keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it clean. Companies don't want complicated landing pages and websites with your portfolio that they have to scroll through. Give them what they want, show them what they want, show them what they need, present it, contact, be professional, and keep moving through these. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, as usual, go ahead, ask, hop on the calls, or shoot me a message. Either way, let's get to the next module. This is my favorite part. This really is not my favorite part, but if I'm being completely honest, this is the part that you really need to do to be discoverable if you're not doing outreach yet, which we do talk about doing outreach. Now, with this, what is social media optimization, right? Social media optimization is making sure that your Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or whatever platforms that your ideal company and ICP is working on and consuming on, making sure that this looks good. It sells you in under 10 seconds to both your audience and potential brand partners. Your profile is literally your storefront. It's your resume. It's your handshake. Every piece of it should say, this creator is a serious, polished, and ready for deals. Or, I align with my ICP. If your social media looks ready, brands will assume that you are ready. So, why is this important? Brands will often decide in under 10 seconds whether you are worth reaching out to based purely on your profile. It's literally your handshake. If your bio is messy and your content is scattered and your profile is confusing, you lose deals without even knowing it. They'll never contact you. They'll never look at it. And it's just going to fucking kill you in the long run. So please, there's a reason that this is so important. An optimized page builds instant authority and reduces objections before you even pitch. If you're going to brands with random memes and crap that we talk about you don't want to do, you're going to lose a lot of money along the way. So, a strong profile turns cold brand managers into warm buyers. So how can we master this, and how can we make sure that you are set up, ready to go, and you're not missing deals from the jump? Bio that sells. Who do you help? How do you help? And why you're different, or proof, or testimonials, or a case, or how many people you've worked with, or changed lives, whatever the case may be. And then a CTA, like, business email right there at the bottom. A lot of brand UGC creators literally just have like their email sitting at the bottom with an emoji. Also, we talk about this, add emojis to it. It makes it pop, it makes it relatable, it just makes it easier to read, it breaks up the sentences. So, helping busy professionals get fit through science-based routines. Okay? Brand collaborations, email at example.com. Pretty shitty, but who do you help? You help busy professionals. How do you help? You get them fit through science-based, routines. That's, you can be even more detailed and be like, I help busy professionals Get fit through science-based routines in under 45 minutes to save you time. And why are you different? How many people have you worked with? What do you do? What's your experience? Whatever the case may be. People really don't give a fuck about an SSA or SaaS or, NAS and whatever the case may be. Anybody can get a certificate. That doesn't matter. What you do and what you have done is what matters. So, your profile picture looks professional, it's clear, and well-lit headshot or branded image. It's of you. You are the personal brand, so make sure that the image is of you, okay? No blurry gym selfies, no sunglasses, and no group shots. Like, please just don't do this, okay? No group photos. Pin your best content. Your top 3 posts should be pinned. One shows authority, results, testimonial, impact, whatever the case may be. Put that at the top. One that shows relatability, your personal story, where you've been, what you do, if you want to do a podcast, headshot, or you just talking directly to the camera. All of these are great. And these are not videos that need views. These are videos for people who are viewing you to know who you are. And one that shows brand integration, potential soft product placement, clean aesthetics, or a lifestyle video, just showcasing that you can do what they want you to do. Some highlights that tell the story, highlights in your portfolio, or your portfolio is literally going to be on steroids if you have your highlights, your travel, you eating, cooking, whatever the case may be. Make sure that your highlights just are perfect because, like I said, the first 10 seconds is where people decide if they're going to work with you or not, or if people are going to follow you or not. So, organize them clearly and cleanly. Transformations, workout, brand work, lifestyle. Use clean, branded covers. Make sure they're all the same. Some people do, some people don't. But if we're in the very beginning stages of building your personal brand, you want to do everything right. The people who have already done it, the people who already have money, the people who are already a big brand, nobody cares if they have mixed up images. But in the beginning, let's try to make sure that everything is as in sync as possible and we are not missing any opportunities, okay? So, a weak profile example would be random quotes in your bio, blurry car selfies, a messy grid, and no highlights, okay? Or a private account when pitching brands, they're probably not going to respond to, okay? Like, you can't provide any value at this point unless you create absolutely stupidly amazing cinematography. But even then, they are most likely going to want distribution. They are most likely going to want you to create UGC content, not just create branded content, okay? A strong profile would look like clean bio, explaining value, sharp headshot, organized highlights, and pinned branded ready posts, okay? Or public, polished, professional account set up for brand discovery as well as new people discovering you overall. Your profile should tell brands in 10 seconds, this creator makes us look better by working with them. We want to work with this guy, okay? So some actionable items that you can walk away with today. If you have not already done these, write your new bio, keep it tight, keep it clear, keep it brand attractive. We use ChatGPT for this. We talk a lot about ChatGPT. Update your profile picture, make sure it's clean, professional, and inviting. So, pin your 3 strongest posts, your authority, relatability, and brand readiness, as well as organize your highlights and set up at least 3 brand relevant highlights, which you can get all of these products from Flip or TikTok. Check your public settings, make sure your page is public, preferably a creator account, and make sure you're discoverable, okay? Your first brand deal is going to be either through Flip, through TikTok, or you're reaching out. But the biggest thing is optimize your brand before you ask others to pay you to represent theirs. First impressions pay dividends, and from the beginning, we do not want you to miss deals. So, do these things, optimize your profile, make sure that you are ready to receive as soon as possible. You never know. A lot of brands are looking for micro-influencers, and you don't want to miss a deal just because you weren't ready for it. So from the jump, make sure you get all of this ready, in order, it looks good, and you're just taking care of and getting all your ducks in order. So this is what I have for you. Let's go ahead. Let's move on to module 11, and I'll see you there. Content testing and analytics. So this one's a little bit nerdy, so let's get right into it. What is content testing and analytics? Content testing is going to be the strategic process of trying different types of content to see what performs the best, right? Analytics is the science of reading the results so you can make smarter content decisions, like checking your watch time, or seeing what gets the most shares, or what generated the most comments or follows, and then understanding exactly why you got more comments. What did you say in the video? Was your CTA so good that more people followed you or said the key word that you said in the video? This is truly looking at a video, creating the video, editing the video. That is a completely different science that we're going to talk about in a different module set. But analytics and analytics, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are, whatever you pronounce it as, this is where you truly learn what made the video do this. What made this video get me these results, okay? So instead of posting and praying that your fucking post goes viral or that you get views or you get DMs, you're posting, testing, learning, adjusting, and then fucking dominating by double, quadruple, and 10xing down on exactly what works. Can't grow what you don't measure, okay? Why is it important? Brands don't just want content creators, they want content strategists who understand what works and why. If you can't show you know what drives engagement, brands will see you as a risk, because it is literally a risk. It is a shoot in the dark. You don't know what you're doing, and that they don't want to not know what they're doing either. So just make sure that you get this part down. This is very, very important, believe it or not. Data lets you double down on winners and eliminate the wasters, so that you're not posting more crap that doesn't work and you're only doing what works. Why would you not want to win every time when you have the ability to do it? You need to understand this. Smart creators test constantly and evolve faster, and this is how you land bigger brand deals. This is how you get paid more. This is how you get more views. This is how you make more money. Testing plus analytics equals content evolution and brand attraction. So how to master content testing and analytics. 4 things that you can do is to test different content formats. This is, I'm not going to get too in depth with this, because this is where we really get into depth with how you can test it, give your video to ChatGPT, have it read the transcript, and this is where we really show you how to build your custom GPT so that you can make winning frameworks and actually use ChatGPT to make scripts, frameworks, analyze, get better, and just fucking produce shit tons of content that are going to do well every single time. But test different content formats. Reels, carousels, static posts, stories, lives, YouTube shorts. See what your audience responds to. See what they like, see what they comment on, see if they share it more, see what pops and see what dies, okay? And also see what brands respond to the best. See the creators that we talk about that you save and you mimic. See what kind of posts they're commenting on. It's usually picture posts that the brands that I've worked with in the past comment on my posts now. It's not usually reels. Don't know why, but a lot of times, well, actually I do know why. It's because brands follow me, and whenever you post a static post or a carousel, this gets pushed directly to all of your following, or at least 20 to 30% of your following before it gets pushed into like a feed or the Reels feed. And this gets most of my 100,000 or 200,000 followers' attention. Whereas Reel can hit 3 to 4%. If the watch time is really high, it'll immediately get pushed out to Reels, not your audience. So that is why carousels and static posts often get the most engagement from past brands I've worked with. Now, test different hooks and captions. Try emotional hooks, curiosity hooks, authority hooks, contrast hooks. Try different things, and this is where we have ChatGPT to help you build the framework, hooks, and find what does the best. Track which types gets better watch time, shares, and saves, which is what we talk about. Analyze the data every single week. Save your best performing posts. Look at the reach, the saves, the share, the comments, watch time, and the top 3 metrics that you really want to look at, depending on if you're using like a CTA, comment for a keyword or whatever. Watch time is number 1 on every platform. Number 2 is going to be shares. Is it shareable? And number 3 is going to be comments. Saves, cool. That means it was valuable and they're probably going to come back and check it out. The views, cool. Likes is literally the last fucking thing I'd be worried about. This is why it's not even on here. But your reach, obviously, we want to reach more people and grow your brand. Do this. Check out what patterns are you noticing, what is working, what is not, what is just a dead or viral piece of content. Don't post outside your niche, because then you're just confusing the algorithm with random shit that you don't need. Tweak this, repeat, and double down on styles and topics that perform very, very well. Kill off what constantly underperforms without taking it personally. It's a business, not emotions, and data doesn't lie, feelings do lie, okay? Some examples of this would be blind posting, posting random workouts whenever you feel like it, never checking the performance, or sticking to one type of video forever even if it gets no engagement. Don't make this mistake. This is really fucking stupid. I see a lot of people do this on Flip for some ungodly reason. But some data-driven posting would look like posting 5 different workout styles over a month and tracking which one gets the most shares and saves, and then the next month doubling down on the pieces that only did well. Okay, cut out what doesn't do well. If your posing videos don't do well, but your informational talking heads do well, stop posting posing videos. Maybe post, like, try doing like posing update, or this is my posing practice once a week or once a month, so that people can follow that as kind of like a series that we talk about. But do not continue to post it as much. So, evolving style and topic based on analytics and insights monthly is also going to be very good. Smart creators evolve faster, and brands notice professionals who measure their results. So, some actionable steps that you can take for this: create a Google Sheet or a Notion table, which we also have, to actually track your posts. The date, the format, the topic, the reach, the saves, the shares, comments, and watch time. You can either have ChatGPT import this by giving it the actual link or a screenshot of the insights from your post. Give it a screenshot or give it a link, and it will import it to the Google for you. It's fucking amazing if you use 4.0 or 4.5. 2, plan 5 content tests for this month, 2 educational reels, 2 story posts, and a mini vlog. See what does well, see what doesn't. The mini vlog I would honestly recommend just doing either way, just for documentative purposes and actually connecting with your audience. It's probably not going to do well in the very beginning, but I would still do it if I were you. Analyze your results weekly. What's growing your page? What's growing your engagement? What do brands actually care about? Which is why I say do the mini vlog. People want to know you and get to know you. Adjust your strategy monthly, and if something works, do more, and if something fails, just stop doing it, please. So, all in all, guesswork is for amateurs, analytics are for creators who close brand deals, make more money, and build a personal brand that is very, very strong. So, post smart, track smart, adjust smart, and get paid much faster, okay? This is what I would highly recommend if you want to be able to grow your brand faster. This is the way that you can do content testing and understand analytics. And we talk a lot more about analytics, how they work, and how they affect your account. So be sure to ask questions when you don't know or when you don't understand. And either way, we talk a lot more about this in using ChatGPT to understand analytics and make better videos overall. Either way, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next module. Case studies and testimonials. Now, for people who are new to this, you might not have as much of this, but we're going to talk about what are case studies and testimonials and how you can get some more of these in the beginning, right? Case studies show how you help somebody achieve a result. Testimonials are other people saying you are legit and you are worth trusting. So they're both social proof, the strongest form of persuasion. You can talk about yourself all day, but when somebody else vouches for you, you win a lot faster. So why is this important? Brands trust proof way more than they trust promise. Case studies show you can deliver real results, not just hype, not just views, whatever you want to call it. Testimonials create instant third-party credibility, making brands feel safe hiring you. Even small wins matter early. You don't need 100 clients. You just need a few very clear wins that you can get the job done. In a brand world, perception is literally reality. Like, the term fake it till you make it, sadly on social media, can be very true. If the perception, and if you are undeniably showcasing that you can do it again and again and again, people will eventually believe that you just have the money, or people will just believe that you can do it, or that you're confident. You can fake being confident. You can fake just about anything for long enough with consistency, and as long as they perceive you to be confident, you're good to go. That's just how social media works. Social credibility is a very big thing, which is why we're building a game around that. And wow, but not to go down the rabbit hole of perception, let's talk about how you can actually master these case studies and testimonials for yourself. Document early wins. Your first UGC video, save screenshots of the engagement and stats that you got. First small brand collab, save DMs, comments, and results that you got for them. Did you get sales? How did the conversation go? How easy was it? And even for the unpaid collaborations, create proof if framed correctly, okay? Ask for simple testimonies. If you deliver value, ask for 2 to 3 sentence review. Keep it easy. What did you love about working with me, right? Build micro case studies, short stories showing transformations or success or the process or BTS if you're actually creating the content. Before a product had a slow engagement, and after your video got 400 saves, 80 shares, and boosted their sales directly through your link or whatever the case may be. Display proof in your portfolio, including in many cases of testimonials inside your Google Drive, which is going to be perfect alongside your actual content. Mention them casually in your brand pitches too. After working with X, Y, and Z brand, their post engagement jumped by 30% and they got this many sales directly through my link. Win stack, no win is too small early on, okay? So some examples of this would be, no proof. I'm great at creating UGC content. Trust me, please, right? No. Trust me, I'll do a good job. Sucks. Good proof would be, here's a case study showing how many content, or here's a case study showing how my content helped this brand, we're going to say First Form, for example, generate 2 times the engagement on their last launch, Or here's what First Form said after working with me. This is the review they gave me. Don't be afraid to ask for reviews from people. If they had a good experience with you, they'd be more than happy to recommend you to other brands, businesses, and creators, because there's a bunch of shitty creators, and I promise you, if they've had a personal experience with this, they do not want anybody else to go through with it. So help these brands out and they will help you. Creators with proof get hired faster. Creators without proof get ignored faster, okay? Actionable items that you can take into these steps moving forward is collect 3 pieces of proof this month, screenshots of great comments, results for any brand collaborations, or messages from happy clients and members. Like, oh my God, we did so good on this launch. Your video did this many views and got this many sales and this GMV. Whatever the case may be, make sure you save everything. Document this shit. Show your audience what you're doing. Show everybody what you're trying to do, okay? Document it for yourself, document it for brands, document it for proof. This is an exciting journey, so make it actually exciting and, actually keep documenting the journey. Build your first mini case study. Outline, problem, your work, results, okay? That got fucked up. Ask 2 to 3 past collaborations for testimonials. Short and sweet is perfect. And then insert proof into your portfolio and pitches. Make brands feel like they're already proven that you did good, that you are good, okay? Proof closes deals faster than promises. Stack it, show it with win, and every small win today is a deal closed tomorrow or in the future. So, this is pretty simple. I don't want to say everything's simple, but everything really is simple, which is why I want you to do these things as you watch the modules so that you can get each thing done and you can actually go through and do this. Like I said, you can download these, you can keep these for later, you can do the steps as you're doing it, set up your fucking presets, your preset email templates, whatever the case may be. But just don't overcomplicate these things. Do as I say, and these things will all stack together to create a very powerful, momentous snowball of a business moving forward. So, I hope this is helpful with understanding case studies and testimonials, and let's get right into the next module. Now, if you're impatient, you're ready to start working with brands, and you feel as though your content is up to par, but nobody's reaching out to you yet, this is going to be perfect for you. This is going to be the pitching basics and everything that you need to know when it comes to pitching yourself to brands, talking to them, and putting that first step in the actual door, sliding your foot in there. Don't let them close the door. This is where you're going to learn how you can talk to them, how you can reach out to them, how you can have your first interaction and successfully get in the door, get into a program, get into a contract, and get into the ecosystem working with brands. So let's go ahead, jump right into it. There's nothing too crazy with this, but what is pitching? Pitching is reaching out to brands in a strategic and professional way, okay? Showing them how you can help them reach their goals. It's not about begging. You don't want to do the asking. You want to do the showcasing, and it's about offering value first and making a no-brainer to work with you. Weak creators chase brands, and strong creators present opportunities that brands cannot ignore. Why is this important? Well, most creators lose deals before they even get a response because their pitches are sloppy, self-centered, and boring. A horrible example of this is people saying, hey, can I please work with you? I love your brand, right? Or people saying, I can do this, or I achieve this. And it's just not structured, there's typos, and it's just boring. There's absolutely nothing to it whatsoever. Now, brands get hundreds of DMs and emails, so you have to stand out fast and professionally. A great pitch positions you as a problem solver and not just another creator looking for a paycheck. Great pitches equals more replies, and this will equal more deals for you. If you can't communicate your value, you will never get paid for it. It does not matter how good you are at creating content or even converting within your content. So, how to master pitching, the basics. Here's the 4-part pitching formula that is going to win all the deals and all the money. It's going to be the money maker, okay? Mention something specific about the brand. Like I said before, show them that you've done your homework. I loved your recent campaign, product, or post. It really stood out, or it really resonated with me, or like me with gym subs. When I first went to gym subs, something I very specifically said is I really loved your dextrose. Your dextrose is something that I specifically used when I first started working out because I do not eat enough and it provides enough sugar to get me through the workouts. I love it. It tastes good. I've been using it for years. And they really liked that. And I became a full-time athlete with them. Paid every single month in products and just on salary, as well as the fact that I'm still with them to this day. So, introduce yourself clearly. Who are you? What niche do you serve? Short and sharp. I'm a fitness-focused UGC. I am a fitness-focused UGC creator, helping brands like yours reach busy professionals looking for high-performance products, right? State the win for them. Brands only care about results. Show how you can help, not what you want. You don't ask at first, see how you can help. Show them that you can actually help them. I'd love to create a few pieces of authentic content, brand-aligned content to help you increase your reach and drive more sales organically instead of running fucking ads. Your call to action, a very simple next step. Don't ask for the moon, ask for a conversation. Would you be open to chatting a few minutes about a potential collaboration ideas? Keep it short, keep it focused on them, and they will want to talk. Don't make it self-centered. A bad pitch would be, hey, can I get free products or a sponsorship? Don't do that. Copy and paste mass DM to 100 brands. Don't do that. Personalize it and do your homework. Some great pitches would be, hey, gym subs, I love your dextrose. I'm going to fill in these examples. I love your dextrose. I'd love to create a brand-aligned UGC or a piece of content that helps you connect deeper with your ideal audience. Would you be open to a quick chat, right? Or a personalized email curated to 10 brands that you really want to work with. And remember, do your homework, add a personal detail, add something that they would recognize that shows that you were actually listening and watching the content, right? Brands pay attention to the people who pay attention to them first, not the people who just want a fucking paycheck. So some actionable items moving forward. Write your personal pitch templates. You can write 4 or 5 of these and test them and see what gets the most responses. And remember, bigger brands might respond less than smaller brands, so make sure that you're testing these in equal pools with all of the tests that you do. Have an equal opportunity of getting a response. Fill in the blanks, personalized opener, who you are, how you can help, and ask for a short conversation, which we also show you how to use ChatGPT for this, as well as I will have 5 of my most successful pitch deck emails listed in a PDF under this video, so you will just be able to take them yourself. Now, research and list 10 dream brands that you would love to work at. Study their tone, their vibe, and their recent campaigns and launches. Personalize and send 5 pitches this week. Not spammy, targeted, respectful, and professional. Track the pitches that you sent, replies and received. 50 pitches equals about 10 to 20 replies, and this will equal about 2 to 5 collaborations. This is a numbers game, remember, but quality pitches and producing quality content, creating a quality portfolio will all speed up the process and how many replies you actually get. So, remember that these pitches are not about you, they're about the problems that you can solve for the brand. So become a solution and deals will come, I promise you. So, we're not gonna overcomplicate this. Very simple to do. I always say that, but it really is always just that fucking simple. Follow the process. We created this roadmap so that you guys get results using this. This is exactly what I did. We made the YouTube video. This is exactly what I did. So do that. If you haven't written your pitches with ChatGPT or you don't feel comfortable, use my winning pitches. I've made literally over 6 figures using them. Use them yourself. In the description below, download those, use those, and remember to do your homework, guys. But let's get to the next module. So we're going to talk about email templates and outreach systems. You guys might think the emails are really boring, but like we talked about before, most of the brands that you are pitching to, or most of the people that you want to work with, are checking their emails every day, multiple times a day. They're not checking their DMs. They either have setters in their DMs, they have DM managers, or automations. Even Gymshark, when they reached out to me, they had people running it, and now they push you to their email, or they have you email support. So, what is email outreach, and how can you systemize your pitching? Email outreach is when you take your pitching to a professional level, not just hitting people in the DMs, which you shouldn't. Outreach systems are the process you build so that you can send more pitches consistently without burning out, okay? Instead of pitching randomly, you're building a machine, a system that generates conversations, opportunities, and brand deals every single week. Conversations, real conversations, guys, not just money, okay? Creators who systemize win faster, smoother, and bigger, and it's just more predictable overall. So why is it important to do this? Well, consistency beats luck every single time. They say it's luck, but it's not. You're consistently getting in the door, consistently giving yourself more chances. Without a system, you will pitch emotionally and only when you're motivated, and you will miss chances. Brands respect creators who approach them professionally, especially through clean, strategic emails. They know what you're doing. They also do marketing campaigns and send emails every single week in order to get more sales and get more people. So the more organized your outreach, the easier it is to track wins, learn, and scale. Your future is hidden inside of your outreach consistency as well as just your systems in general with this, right? So how to master email templates and outreach systems. There's 4 things that you can do. The 4-piece blueprint is going to be create a master email template. The personalized emails, like I said in the last module, you can either use the templates that I gave you, the 5. They'll be below as well. If you don't want to create your own, which I recommend you do, use mine. They're winning 6 figures earned just through outreach, okay? But personalize the intro, do your homework, introduce yourself very clearly, show exactly how you can help the brand, and end with a low pressure CTA. I would love to chat about how we could collaborate, or I would love to hear back from you, or something that I always say that I feel like is a slight nudge. I always say I look forward to hearing back from you. And I get a lot of responses. It doesn't matter if it's been with customer service, sending these emails out, or just talking to people in general. They're like, oh, he's expecting to hear back from us. So they'll at least let you know if they're interested or not, right? So third part is going to be build a target brand list, a spreadsheet with the brand name, the website, contact email, and notes about recent campaigns and products and things like that. Track what you're doing. Make it trackable and make it effortless for yourself. Set a weekly outreach goal. An example could be 20 emails sent per week, right? This can break down to 4 for every day of the week, for the 5 days of the week, or you could do like 3 throughout the 7 days, and then 5 follow-ups sent per week. So pick a couple, follow up with them, 5 of them. You don't have to do nothing crazy, especially in the beginning, guys. Track the responses and the follow-ups. Use the CRM, Google Sheets, the Notion board that we have, or use Go High Level, whatever you want, however fancy you want to get. But some simple categories: sent, opened, replied, followed up, deal closed, deal not closed, right? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems, okay? An example email template, we're going to go through this really quick. The subject line, your first name, and collaboration opportunity. Or you could do something like, this is what I propose that you do after doing research on your brand. Whatever you want to do, you can obviously use ChatGPT to craft very high engaging, converting hooks for these subject lines as well. You can have it research the brand and see what their actively looking for it on Discord or something like that. But, hello, use their name. I recently came across your dextrose. We're going to use the gym subs example again. I recently came across your dextrose and specifically loved the fact that this has helped me throughout my workouts a lot and not feel so lightheaded due to the fact that, you know, there's an ample supply of sugar. I am a fitness-focused creator helping brands like yours build deeper connections with the target audience that is gym bros. I love to create a brand-aligned piece of content that highlights this dextrose. Would you be open to a quick chat to see if there's an opportunity to collaborate together? Thank you for your time. You know, use your name, Jay Regan. Here's my handle. Here's both my handles and a portfolio link, which you can make a hyperlink and it could just say portfolio. And we'll show you guys how you can go in and just add a quick little hyperlink as well. So do this. Short, clear, professional, simple. Some actionable items that you can take moving into the week. Write your personal email template and personalize your intro, the body, and the CTA. Build your first 50 brands to target. Get this information. I don't care if it's from Instagram, their website, LinkedIn. Get this information, okay? Set your weekly outreach numbers. An example would be send 20 and 5 follow-ups minimum. Set those numbers and stick to it. Just write it on a whiteboard. I do all of my goals that I need to do, every KPI I have. Track everything. Use a spreadsheet or a simple CRM. And no leads falling through the cracks, okay guys? You don't get paid for being talented. You get paid for being organized enough to win opportunities. Systemize over emotion, always guys, okay? Do this, some actionable items. Email is going to be killer. If you're a bigger creator or you just have the leverage, you have the views, yes, use your account to do the outreach. But until then, use emails, use your portfolio, use your quality to your advantage. That's what I'm gonna leave you with. Pretty simple. I keep saying it, and it just is that easy. So, let's roll into the next module, guys. Networking and relationship building. This is usually what people try and do first, okay? The reason that this is a little ways into the module is you need to have already had your portfolio, you need to have some sort of skill, you need to have something to offer, something to bring to the table before you start trying to network with people, because if you start trying to network with people and you have nothing to offer and you've done nothing, you have no value. And that's not to be a dick. You just need to be able to bring some sort of value to the table. If you come with nothing, you're just taking, and people don't want a leech. So, this is a little bit farther in because you would already have the skills and the portfolio and the value to be able to bring to this table and start networking and building relationships with people who will recommend you. What is networking and relationship building? The proper way to do it and what it is actually. Networking is the art, it's the art of connecting with brands, managers, and industry insiders and other creators and a lot of different people in a way that is real. It's not desperate. You're connecting with them, you're working with them, you're giving them recommendations and they're giving you recommendations. You're telling them what they could do better or what you've seen work. You're providing value and you're taking value as well. It's a two-way street. Relationship building is about staying top of mind long after the first deal. So you become the creator that brands want to keep working with, which is what brand retainers are. One-time deals are cool, but ongoing brands and relationships equals recurring income and stability, which is what we want. We don't just want one-offs. It's not who you know, it's who knows you and respects you. So why is this important? Landing a brand deal is great, but becoming the brand's go-to creator is where the real money is. Brands prefer working with people they trust over starting fresh with strangers every single campaign. Referrals, beginners, retainers, and inbound offers is, where you're going to make your money. And inbound offers happen when you're viewed as a trusted partner. Not just a hired gun. Relationships over cold outreach is always better, right? Referrals get you more brands, they get you more money, they give you bigger retainers because you're trustworthy and they want to work with you on a longer basis. We talk about UGC content and being able to bank off of different content reward programs, but the biggest thing that we aim for in this industry to make consistent, reliable income is retainers. Bigger retainers and just retainers in general. Stack your income. It's literally the name of the game that we do. You're doing value stacking, and that is what we call value brand stacking. Play the long game. That's how brand retainers and careers are built. So how to master networking and relationship building? Well, always lead with value, not necessity, not need. Start every connection by offering to help, insight, or support, not asking for a handout, okay? An example of this would be, saw your latest launch, loved the creatives, here's a quick idea if you guys are looking to expand into UGC. Follow up without being annoying, gentle check-ins after pitches, after collaborations, send thank you notes and small wins and small reports and let them know what's going on. Loved working on this dexterous campaign. Here's a quick snapshot of the results. I'm excited to collaborate again. Kind of throwing it in there that you're going to work together again. Support their brand publicly, share their posts, comment meaningfully, start conversations, get engagement going with what they have going on, and use and organically promote their products when it makes sense, even off campaign, not just because they're paying you. Stay top of mind. Every 30 to 60 days, circle back with value or updates, which will be very easy to do if your CRM and everything has dates and you label it correctly. So an example of this would be, hey, just launched some new content styles, would love to collaborate again when you're planning your next push. Remember, you're not chasing, you're just staying relevant. Some examples of this, a transactional creator would say works one deal and then fucking disappears and then comes back around when they need some cash. Only engages when asking for money. Relationship-focused creator delivers great work, follows up and shares results, and stays active within the brand's ecosystem. Supports the brand even between brand deals. What the fuck? Even between brand deals, and builds true equity and goodwill with the brand. Creators who stay top of mind get invited back again and again and again. Some actionable items to be able to do this properly, like we say, write down 5 brands that you've interacted with and how can you deliver a touch point to them this week. Whether it's feedback, whether it's checking in with them, whether it's, commenting on posts and putting your account in front of them. Send 3 follow-up check-ins, quick, positive updates, or thank you notes to past brands or warm leads. Share 2 brand posts organically this month. This month, just 2. Tag them, engage with them genuinely. And start a brand relationship tracker. You can keep this in the same CRM. You don't need a bunch of CRMs. Just, spreadsheet or Notion, Google Sheets, whatever you want to do. The brand, contact name, last interaction date, and touch point. And you can just add more horizontal tabs and add these into your outreach CRM. You don't need to have a bunch of different CRMs. Treat your brand relationships like assets because they very literally are. They're going to get you paid and they're going to get you more money in the long run. One-off deals pay once. Relationships literally pay for years. They pay for cars, houses, trips, and all of the above. Be the creator that brands brag about working with. We have this super dope creator and we love working with them. So this is what building your relationship and networking is going to look like. It's not super complicated. And if you guys have very specific questions, you can always ask. Give us actual feedback. That's why we have the feedback chat. That's why we do the Q&As. So if there needs to be a module on something fully, then we can do that. But always ask questions if this is not enough context for you. But pretty simple. Let's get to the next module, guys. Now, brand research and customization is very uniquely important because this is where I tell you do your homework. So, what is brand research and customization? Brand research means studying the brands you want to work with so well that you can pitch them in a way that feels tailored, not copy and pasted, which is why you do your homework. Customization is taking what you learn and applying it to your outreach, content ideas, and your communication. When you show that you understand the brand better than 99% of creators, you move to the top of their priority list rather than generic pitches that get ghosted, okay? Customized pitches get booked. Why is this important? Well, brands can smell a mass-blasted DM a mile away. Customized outreach shows professionalism, care, and intelligence. That's a trait that brands like to associate themselves with successful partnerships. Me personally, I get hundreds of DMs from people trying to sell me on growth operations, DM setting. I can smell that shit from a mile away, and those people do not get a response from me. So a big brand is not going to respond to the same thing that's not customized or tailored whatsoever. Half of the time people think I do a fitness offer because I'm jacked. No, obviously they haven't done any research about my VSL or what I do. So therefore, they don't get a response. It's the same thing with brands, guys. Most creators are lazy, and if you do just 10% more research, you automatically separate yourself from the rest. Knowing the brand's voice, mission, and campaigns makes your pitch feel natural, not desperate, and you can literally find all of this on their website if you just click on that link. Customization shows respect, and respect earns responses. So, how to master brand research and customization? Here's the 4-phase research process that I would suggest if I were you. Study the brand's messaging. What are their main taglines, slogans, and product names? How do they talk about themselves, and what exactly is their mission and values, which again, you can find on their website. Study their content style. Is it bright and fun, like Celsius? Is it dark and intense, like Forge Gym or some of these Ironclad? Is it, luxury and minimalistic, kind of like Sonobox? And what types of visuals do they post? Polished, raw, cinematic. Try and match this if you want to work with these brands, because they're going to want their content to look the same, especially if they want to post you on their page. So, analyze their target customer. Who are they selling to? Age range, gender, lifestyle, income level, all these demographics are important. And what pain points are they trying to solve for their customers? Tailor your pitch to fit all of these different things. Mirror their style and your email tone. Offer content ideas that match their existing vibe. And this will show that you're already speaking to their audience. You just need the green light to go ahead and do it and provide for them. You want the brand thinking, they already get us. This will be easy. This will be a piece of cake. Let's just send them a product, right? So some lazy outreach would look like, hey, I'd love to collab. Or sending the same email to 100 brands. Don't do this. A good customized outreach would look like, hey, Gym Subs, I noticed your recent dextrose campaign promoting the dextrose watermelon flavor that you just released. I'd love to create content that extends that momentum by highlighting these 3 benefits, being that it really helps with your workout, it helps keep a good flow because carbohydrates attached to water molecules giving you a better pump, and you don't need to eat a big meal before, and you can still have carbohydrates to burn through as an energy reserve. Would love to collaborate. Or personalizing the first paragraph and content ideas for every pitch that's sent. Small customizations equals huge increase in replies, because they do read this, or they have AI read it, or the person that's managing all the emails. So, some actionable items for you guys moving into the next week. Pick 5 brands and research their DNA. Messaging, visuals, and their customers. Write a custom opening line for each of these 5 brands. Show that you understand their brand and are at a real level and real understanding. Create 2 to 3 content ideas per brand. Tailor them specifically to their vibe and their audience, and then customize your outreach template. Add a section where you drop your personalized ideas inside of your pitches. Brand managers are drowning in generic pitches. If you can stand out even a little bit, even if you're adding emojis into an email, you will stand out in the ocean of bull caca. Be the one who studied and understood and respected their brand. Stand out by doing the homework that nobody else is going to do, okay? Do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. I don't care if you use AI to read through their website, or if you just go to the very bottom and you look at what their brand is about and their goal. Do this, do your homework, it'll pay dividends. Okay, guys? This is all you gotta do. Go ahead, take care of this, get at it. I'll see you guys in the next module. We are getting closer to everybody's favorite part, the momentous part of this entire program. So, let's talk about what is reaching out to brands. This sounds pretty self-explanatory because it is, but it's still important that we actually go over it and you do it properly. Otherwise, you miss out on a lot of money. So, reaching out is the moment where all of your preparation, content, brand alignment, portfolio, and research all comes together. It's your first real handshake with the brand. It's your first impression. So you do not want to do this wrong, and you do not want to do this at the wrong time.
It's not about asking for favors, it's about starting a professional conversation that opens doors for deals. Confidence plus preparation equals a great first contact, okay? Why is this important? Brands literally get hundreds of cold emails and DMs, and most of them are pretty bad. If you approach outreach professionally, respectfully, and strategically, you immediately separate yourself from 90% of creators. It's like posting random caca versus creating an actual hook, thought out framework for the video, storytelling, and actually being able to give value. It's the same thing. Great first outreach equals easier negotiations, better deals, and long-term relationships. How you introduce yourself is how they're going to perceive your professionalism moving forward. Don't know why that's not working. It's 2 in the morning for me right now. But how to master reaching out to brands. Here's the 4-phase first contact framework for you guys. Everything's about framework and systems here. Choose your method wisely. Email is the best for serious collaborations. DMs is good for smaller brands or quick warm-up. Or like I said, if you have the leverage and views and attention, it's always good to showcase that to them immediately. And LinkedIn for a powerful, more corporate kind of partnership. Like if you want to go with my buddy Sivan, got a deal and it was a mid-roll 1 minute 60-second brand retainer with Dyson vacuum, paid between $5,000 to $10,000 per video. So these things are very important if you pay attention and do these things properly. Corporate companies are looking to do the same thing too. He went from doing little YouTube vlogs and now he literally does deals with Mercedes and AMG because he makes lifestyle cinema content. You can get there too. Use a personalized opening line. Always open by showing that you know them, okay? Loved your recent campaign highlighting the dextrose. Powerful messaging. I like it. It's a powerful product. I'd like to talk about it more. Introducing yourself with authority, who you are, what niche you dominate, and how exactly you can help. And I am a creator specializing in fitness content that engages with gym bros and would love to bring value to your upcoming campaigns. And then, like I said, offer a low pressure next step. Instead of pushing a deal, invite a quick chat to offer a few ideas and see if it's a good fit. Would love to share a few content ideas tailored to your brand if you're open to it. Think professional, peer-to-peer conversation, not a desperate piece of fan mail, okay? Some bad outreach is gonna look like, hey, can you sponsor me? Or copy and pasting the same message that we said not to do. Some good outreach is gonna look like, hey, Jim Sups, I love your recent campaign pushing the actual dextrose. I'm Jay's Physique, a creator who works with brands to build deeper engagement and promote quality products to gym bros who are looking to get better pumps. Would love to chat about how I can support your goals. Personalized, respectful, and brand researched message first. The more personalized and professional you sound, the more serious brands are going to take you. So some actionable items when doing this. Prioritize the ones you've already engaged with or posted or done research with. Choose the right platform for each. Email them, DM them, LinkedIn, match it to the brand's size and vibe. Personalize each message to the first line. No lazy intros. This is literally the hook of your outreach. This is the hook of your video. Send 5 outreach messages this week. 5. Only 5. That's all you gotta do. 1 a day. Track what you sent, track what's open, track what's replied to, and follow up with them. Reaching out, like I said, it's a numbers game, but it is a strategic numbers game. It's not a guessing game. You're not bothering brands. You're offering them a professional opportunity that they didn't know that they needed because they didn't know about you, possibly, if you weren't on the radar yet. So be confident, be clear, and be consistent. Do these few things, and you will turn your chances up from 0%, like the rest of the people doing this crap and being lazy, up to a minimum of 50%. Like we said, 50 to 25%. Do these few things, and I promise you will have a much better outreach and conversion rate. Like we said, simple. We made this simple for you. These brand modules are broken down to be digestible with actionable steps every single time. It's not meant to be super overcomplicated. So, do these few things, and I'll see you guys in the next module. All right, boys. Let's talk about negotiation. Negotiation
Sadly, you don't have this ability when purchasing services and software and the tools that you need, but you do have the ability to negotiate when it comes to getting paid and when it comes to your brand deals and when it comes to getting, earnings. So, what is negotiation and how can you do a really good job of it, okay? Negotiation, simply, is the art of reaching an agreement where you both are, aligned with each other. You win, the brand wins, you both get paid, they're getting revenue, they're getting new people, and you're also getting paid a fair amount for creating the video and publishing the video and whatever, your agreement is. So, it's not about fighting, it's about positioning your value and holding your frame without sounding desperate, okay? Confident negotiation equals more money, better terms, and more respect. Weak negotiators literally get walked on and you get paid $50 to make and post a video with having to buy the product like an affiliate marketer. So, strong negotiators get paid, guys. Why is it important? Well, brands respect creators who know their worth. If you fold too easily, brands will assume that you're inexperienced and they will offer less. Great negotiation leads to higher rates, longer retainers, and better creative freedom. Negotiation is not about being aggressive. It's about being clear, firm, and respectful. So if you can't confidently ask for what you're worth, you will never be paid for what you're worth. So how can you master this skill? In a nutshell, we're going to go over 4 things that you can really do. Know your value before your pitch. Know what stats you have, your reach, your saves, engagement, the quality of your audience, and know what deliverables you can give. How many pieces of content, the quality of the content, the reliability that you have to offer, and how you actually fit in with the brand. Anchor first when possible. Always try to state your price first, confidently. For a UGC package including 2 videos and 3 photos, my standard rate is $800, right? Be very quick, be upfront with it, and just don't beat around the bush. Be ready to explain the value, not just the price. The price is literally a number that you pull out of your ass. We all know this. The price of food, the price of services, all of these things literally come out of thin air. So the price is not what you need to be ready to explain. The value and how much money they can make, how many sales they can get from how many people you can convert, and how much. You be ready to prepare and actually explain the value, not the price, is what I want to get at here. So break down the why behind your rate, the audience trust, the quality of your content, and the long-term brand lift that they're going to get from this, okay? Focus on ROI, the return on investment, if you guys don't know what that means, not just the costs. Stay calm. Silence is a tool in a lot of different atmospheres. If a brand pushes back, don't fold instantly. Just stay calm, reiterate your value, and be willing to negotiate terms before the price. Timeline, deliverables, and usage rights. If you want, you can throw in that they can run it as an ad, or that you can up the deliverables, but the price is what you want to work with because, I don't want to say you want to get to a certain amount every month, but just generally speaking, this is the price you go with, this is the minimum that you do. And you could do anything along the lines of the amount of time that it actually takes to do this and block out my calendar and work with this number of brands. This is the price that I have. There's a lot of different ways that you can frame this, but again, reiterate value, work on deliverables, timelines, things like that. So negotiation is emotional control, not just pricing tactics. Some weak negotiation would look like whatever you think is fair, or accepting the first offer instantly. Please don't do this. This is where nobody makes any money, and then people are like, this doesn't work, and then you end up like that one guy on Instagram who got his car repoed working with Gymshark. So for the deliverables, you're requesting, my rate is $1,200. I'd love to customize a package that fits your goals if needed. Asking questions about goals, then adjusting the offer for a better long-term relationship. So remember, negotiating is not rude, but begging is. Some actionable items that you guys can take into this once you get to the negotiation step is create a simple rate card for yourself. Common services and baseline prices. So if you have this is just like having a template. This is like having an email template, something that you can quickly refer to. Practice your anchor lines. Be ready to state your rates confidently without hesitation. Identify your non-negotiables, your minimum pay, What's the least that you will take to post a video to your account? Because remember, you're basically putting an ad in your account. Usage rights, turnaround time, how quickly can you actually produce and get them the video and post it? And know them before starting. And handle pushback calmly. Role play responses to can you do it for less, okay? Never say that you can do it for less unless you are one of those people who just throws a number out there. Some people do. It works sometimes. Some people just go for the big guppy. But really focus on the value. Can you add more? Can you make it worth more? And the price stays the same. So an example of this could be, I totally understand the budget concerns. I'm happy to adjust the deliverables to match your budget while keeping quality top tier. So whether they're getting less and they're getting one video and one picture for a little bit less of a price, or whether they're getting, more videos and pictures for the same price, which they would basically be getting like 3 months of content or 3 campaigns worth of content in one go, one price, one, drop. So never apologize for valuing your time and skills. You are not selling your soul, you're negotiating your value, so step up with confidence and brands will match it, okay? Pretty straightforward. Negotiation is an art, it takes practice, it's just like talking on camera. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. But having these staples, the preset card, and having these different things is gonna make it easier for you to move with clarity and really be able to hold your stance. So, we're not gonna overcomplicate it. This is what you need to do. Don't be desperate, but also know your worth. So, let's go ahead and get right into the next module, boys. Securing the deal is going to be extremely important. This is the part everybody's been waiting for. It's not the last part, but it is the part that everybody's been waiting for. So, what is securing the deal? Securing the deal is the final step after negotiation. It's about getting a clear agreement, locking in deliverables, and setting up a smooth collaboration with no confusion or drama, okay? A deal is not secured when you shake hands. A deal is secured when you both know exactly what is expected and you both agree to it in writing. The contract is signed, you both know what you're getting, you know how much you're getting paid, you know what deliverables, you know in the exact amount of time, where they want it, Google Drive. All of the details are crystal clear, okay? That's when the deal is sealed and the payment or the deposit has been sent. So pros do not leave deals open-ended. Pros close deals properly. Why is it important? Clear agreements avoid miscommunication, frustration, as well as legal headaches later. Brands respect creators who know how to seal deals professionally, not just talk big during a pitch. A secure deal protects you and the brand, making the project smooth and stress-free for both parties. You avoid doing extra work you were not paid for because expectations are documented, right? If you can't secure clean deals, you cannot build a clean business, which at the end of the day, yes, we're using other brands and we're working with other brands and we're using pre-built brands, like I said, but you're still building a business of consistent income. This is, at the end of the day, a business, and you're going to want to file this as a business when we get to the LLC stuff. So, how to master securing the deal, you guys. Here's a little 4-phase deal process for you to actually be able to do this properly. Confirming deliverables, clearly. Exactly what are you providing? 2 short-form videos, 3 photos, and a story post, right? And by the way, these are just examples. Confirm the usage rights. Can they repost your content? Can they run it as an ad, and for exactly how long? Confirm payment terms. What is the total amount? And when will you be paid? You can do 50% up front, 50% after delivery, or is it a full payment upon completion, or is it full payment up front? Confirm these details. Get it in writing. A simple contract, invoice, or even an email chain summarizing everything. Professional equals protected. An example would be an attachment or an attached is a simple agreement outlining deliverables, payment terms, and timeline. I'm excited to work together. So, set clear timeline expectations. When do you deliver the drafts? When do you expect feedback? And when do you expect final approvals? Control the process, or the process will literally control you. Some examples of this would be, some sloppy examples of this would be, cool, I'll just send you something soon. Don't do that. And having no written agreement. A professional deal would look like, per our agreement, 2 reels and 3 photos will be delivered within 10 business days. Payment of $750 upon final delivery. Rights for 6 months of organic use. This is a really, really good layout. Simple contract or email confirmation attached before starting. Both parties sign. Professionalism on the front end avoids problems on the back end, okay? So some actionable items for you guys to do today when you're going to go seal that deal. Deliverables need to be confirmed. Payment terms confirmed. Usage rights discussed. And timeline agreed on. Save a very simple template or contract somewhere on your desktop in a file path that you know where to get to very quickly and easily, and you can kind of switch out different words and names and dates and stuff like that. Have a preset template. Use a basic doc for all your brand collaborations or upgrade to a formal contract so you can use things like PandaDoc or things like that. Always send a summary email after verbal agreements. Recap everything clearly in writing. Never start without clear terms. No deliverables equals no project start, okay? No agreed timeline equals no project start date. No payment terms equals no project start. If a brand refuses to confirm, it's not a real deal. Move on, okay? Don't do this. If a brand doesn't want to confirm the details, that probably means they weren't going to pay you or they're not very serious about working with you. So pros get into writing, pros get paid, and pros build empires off of clear deals and make stupid money. Secure it properly or do not start, okay? Not going to make this anything crazy. If you guys want, we will have in the description a preset contract that I have used for several different brand deals, as well as what your summary can look like. So this is what you're going to do. Download it if you want to, or throw it into ChatGPT, throw this information in ChatGPT, download the PDF, and go ahead and tell it that you need this written out for you. So, hope this is helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next module. Your delivery needs to be absolutely A1. So, delivering on promises. Let's talk about it, and let's talk about how you can do a good job of it. What is delivering on the promise exactly? Well, delivering on the promises means doing exactly what you said that you would do, and ideally going a little bit beyond what was actually expected. Brands remember the creators who over-deliver, not just the ones who meet the bare minimum. You get the deal with a good pitch. You earn the next deal by over-delivering and making them say, holy shit, we want this guy right back here with us. So, why is it important? Brands do not want to have to manage you, especially if you're an athlete. They want creators who make their jobs easier. Consistently delivering high-quality work builds your reputation fast inside brand networks. So over-delivering increases your chances of repeat deals, long-term retainers, and bigger referrals. It's much easier to keep a happy brand than to constantly chase new ones. Delivering on promises equals compounding trust, which equals compounding income, which is what we call the brand stacking value, or your brand stack value, whatever you want to call it. This is what we're talking about. You want to stack consistent brand retainers and brand deals up to $10,000 a month. So, how to master delivering on the promise? Pretty straightforward. Here's 4 parts that you can use and get this shit done the right way. Deliver early if possible. Beat the deadline when you can. Early delivery equals reliable reputation. Hit every agreed deliverable. No missing pieces. No excuse. No, oh, I thought you meant moments. Just you have everything in writing to begin with, so you should be delivering on exactly what was written. Promise 2 videos. Deliver 3 variations that they can test. Promise 3 photos. Include an extra one as a bonus, or any off guards or anything that you feel as though that you want to include. Communicate progress before they ask. Send quick updates like, hey, gym subs, drafts are almost ready, just finalizing edits, you'll have them tomorrow. Brands love proactive communicators. I think that everybody does. So some examples, we always have the examples for you guys. Bare minimum creator would say submits content late with no updates. Only responds when closed or chased. Over-delivering content creator would look like delivers content early, it's polished with a bonus option or a test option. or proactively sends updates and final delivery confirmations. Over delivering makes it almost impossible for brands to choose anybody else the next time. They want to work with you again, I promise. So, some actionable items to make sure that you can complete this and do this in a good and easy way that's easy for you and the brand. Review every brand agreement carefully before you even start. Double check what you promised and make sure that you over prepare to make sure it looks sick. Build a delivery checklist for every project. Deliverables, bonus, update email, and final files are clean. Okay? Make sure you do these things. Make sure that if you can over deliver every single time, you will get more money, you will get more brand deals, rather than just doing exactly what you said and fucking off. Okay? Commit to 1% over delivery every single time, a bonus piece of content, a slightly earlier delivery, or a better edit than expected. Just one of these things. You don't have to do all of them, but if you can do all of them, especially in the beginning, you're going to build your reputation up really fast. So, follow up after delivery with a thank you. An example could be something like, I appreciate the opportunity to work together. Let me know if there's anything else you need. I would love to collaborate again. So, make yourself memorable for all the right reasons. In this game, reliability over raw talent will always win you the cake. Be the better creator who always delivers. Over deliver today and build your empire tomorrow. This is how you're going to be able to stack these brand deals rather than just getting a bunch of one-off brand deals. So, do these few things. I promise you, works every time. Either way. Let's get right to the next module, boys. So content collaboration is a pretty powerful tool to use, I'm not gonna lie. So let's talk about what is content collaboration and what does the process actually look like. Content collaboration is the process of working with brands to create content that serves both your audience and their business. It's not just about making ads, it's about co-creating stories that feel authentic, exciting, and are profitable for everybody, okay? You, the brand, and the actual consumers of the brand. Amateurs create for themselves, and pros create with the brand and audience in mind. Why is this important? Well, brands aren't just buying your content, they're buying your ability to represent them well, okay? Collaborative creators get bigger budgets, more creative freedom, and longer partnerships, which is what we want. We want those retainers. It's going to get you paid. It's going to get you paid handsomely. Brands trust creators who get it, creators who can mix authenticity with marketing naturally, get paid a lot more naturally. It's just how the market works. Okay, guys? Collaboration turns one-time gigs into ongoing relationships, which is everything that we want. We talked about this within networking relationship building. How to master content collaboration. Here's the 4-part collaboration framework. Ask about the brand's goals up front. Are they trying to drive sales? Build brand awareness. Are they launching a new product? And make sure that you tailor all of your content accordingly, okay? Before I start filming, is there a specific call to action that you truly want to emphasize as a great example of a question that you can ask before you do anything? So remember to co-create and do these few things. Propose ideas based on what you know about their brand. You did your homework. An example of this would be, what if we created a behind-the-scenes style video showing how I actually use your dextrose in my daily routine or my workout? Maintain your authentic voice. Collaboration doesn't mean turning into a corporate robot or making an obvious ad. Keep your tone, style, and audience connection, because this is the whole reason that they wanted to work with you in the first place. For you, not a robot, not ChatGPT's script. Brands want you, not a walking ad. The ad is not going to convert, so I have to tell you, please. I know that the camera's on you and you're building. You're technically building an ad, but don't make it seem like an ad, because then it's not going to convert at all, and everybody's just going to ignore it, okay? So be flexible, but be professional. Brands may request small changes and accept feedback respectfully. Hold your ground if changes would ruin authenticity, and explain why. And another thing is, make sure that your deliverables are on point with exactly everything they ask, from color to the words that are said, from the points, from the length. And what me and my business partner David used to do is it would be an extra cost for every revision, especially if you're the one going back and editing everything. It will be an extra cost to revise and re-edit and scrape together the content. So keep that in mind that you can do that. You're not just a content monkey, you're a creative strategist, and you need to respect yourself, respect the company, but treat yourself like an actual business owner, because you're both business owners, okay? A low value creator would do something a little bit like just delivering generic, holding the product and smiling photo, which nobody cares about, nobody knows anything about it, and complains about revisions, okay? High value collaborators look a little bit like working with brands to create a mini story or organic integration into the daily content that they already do. Accepts constructive feedback and polishes content without losing authenticity. Okay, guys? Pros create with brands, not against them. So some actionable things that you can do to implement this and actively get better at this. Ask 3 key questions before filming for any brand. These questions right here. What is the goal of this content? Sales, awareness, educate people, get new followers on your page. What is the goal? Is there a specific CTA that you want to be included? If you don't know what CTA is by the end of this, it's call to action. I hope you know what it is though. And then any brand guidelines I should keep in mind. Number 2, pitch 2 to 3 content concepts when closing deals. Brands love when you show initiative and creative thinking, okay? Build a flexible feedback system. Some examples of this would be 1 round of minor edits included with delivery. After that, it's charge. Keep a portfolio of the best collaborative projects. Save content where you successfully co-created with brands, and future brands will love to see this proof portfolio, which we talk about. Creative wins attention, collaboration wins trust, and together they win brand deals and get you a fat, juicy paycheck every single month. Be the creator that brands want to call first, okay, guys? That's all you gotta do. Be that creator that everybody wants to work with. So, not gonna overcomplicate it. Let's get right to the next module. Honestly, if you guys are watching this late at night, I think that's a good thing. It's 3:40 a.m. and the coffee's just barely starting to weigh off. But, wow, my words are really bad right now. But, it's late. Let's get this done. I'm gonna try and give you guys everything I got. And I want you guys to give me your full attention. So if you're up watching this with me, we're in this together. So, feedback and revisions. We talked a little bit about revisions. We talked a little bit about the fact that with revisions, you can incorporate into your contract, be upfront, let people know that, you know, if there are going to be revisions, the first one is free, and then anything after that, you can do a $50 or $100 charge to go back and edit it. But, how to handle feedback and revisions, right? So handling feedback and revisions is a professional skill of taking input, adjusting your work if needed, and doing it all without an ego, drama, and defensiveness. Remember, brands are paying you for a very specific outcome, so if they want to give you some guidance, it would probably be in your best interest to do so, as well as, who knows, maybe they see something that you don't. As creators, I feel as though we are very emotionally attached to our work. We are literally creators, we are artists, and sometimes it is just business and it's not all a creative matter. So we do have to keep that in mind when, you know, doing this. It's not about giving in. It's all about collaborating like a professional to deliver the best final product and keeping relationships strong. Good creators deliver content, great creators deliver content, and great experiences. So, why is it important? Brands expect minor adjustments even with great creators. How you handle revisions determines if you get hired again, get a bigger budget, and get referred to other brands. Acting defensive or slow kills trust, okay? Don't do this. It's just not going to help you in the long run, especially when getting referred. Getting referred and getting bigger budgets is all going to come down to the experience. Being adaptable and solutions focused cements your reputation as an operator, not a headache. So handling revisions well is going to be more deals for you. It's going to be faster, it's going to be recurring, and it's going to give you bigger deals in general. So, how to master handling feedback and revisions. I've had to do a lot of this in my time. I've had some very, very tedious, annoying clients, especially being the fact that we had a media company. It was all videography, pictures. People don't want to look super tan, or maybe they saw a booger, or maybe, you know, just doing videography was much, much different because it was also other people. It wasn't just me. So I've had to do quite a bit of this, and I think I can speak on this in a very in-depth manner. But the 4-part playbook for being able to adjust with this and do this: expect minor feedback. Go into every brand deal expecting at least one round of small edits. Just expect it. You might or might not get it. It's normal. It's not a sign that you messed up. You know, it's just feedback. So, clarify the feedback. Before you react, ask, could you clarify exactly what you'd like to change? Is it more about the visuals, the tone, or the messaging? 80% of frustration happens because of unclear feedback. Solve it with questions. They're not going to be mad that you're asking more questions. Questions are always good. They're good here. They're good in the playbook. They're good in the classroom. Ask more questions. If somebody gets mad that you're asking questions, they probably don't have a good fucking answer and they shouldn't be teaching or giving advice. So, always respond. Thanks for your feedback. I'll make those changes and send the updated version by this date. And it's okay if you have other projects because you're a business owner, and if they ask for a revision and you have another project going on, just make that clear. Don't try and rush anything or make it sloppy. Show you're a pro who can adjust with drama. Know your boundaries. Minor tweaks equals yes. Completely redoing the entire project for free is enough. If the changes are outside of the original scope, politely propose a new small fee for the major revision. Some examples of this: an amateur reaction would look something along the lines of you getting defensive, but that's not my style, right? Or ignores the feedback and delivers the exact same work. Don't do this. Professional reaction would look a little bit like clarifies the feedback, makes clean revisions quickly, and maintains a great attitude. Applies brand feedback while keeping authenticity intact. Good communication is going to equal a long-term relationship. Some actionable items with, doing this. An example would be 1 round of minor edits included with every delivery added to your contract. Create a revision checklist for yourself, visual changes, tone adjustments, and CTA edits. Practice neutral response scripts. Thank you for the notes. Here's my plan for the revision. And they might even tell you, no, that's not exactly what we're looking for. So it's better that you give them that update than you do it and they actually not like it. And then update contracts to handle major changes. Example: substantial reshoots beyond initial scope are billed separately. I'll be very upfront about this. Boundaries protect your peace, clarity protects your cash, and real operators handle feedback like champions. That's why they stay booked and stay respected. Adjust, adapt, and advance. Nothing super crazy, but it is something that you need to always have in the back of your mind. So, that is why I'm very in-depth with every single thing that we do, because this is every single part of the process. So, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next module.